We won't be able to read it out. And of course, if you do send a text through, make sure you put your name on it. So we want to be able to give you a shout out. And I have a very special shout out that I have to do right now to my favourite viewer, one of my favourite viewers, Claire Holbrook. She's very upset that I didn't give her a name check previously, and she is a very, very regular buyer, and she's always got nice things to say on Facebook. So, hi Claire. Is that nice? Ozzy knows she's getting in trouble now because she's basically, Hannah was on the experience day this morning for the morning show. You were sort of mentoring the people, and it was Claire Holbrook's birthday. So happy birthday, Claire! Woo, 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 woo. There you go, special happy birthday message. And yes, so there you go. We've done it now.
You're a good man.
There we
You're
go.
a good man.
I've regained a fan. So thank you very much for joining us this evening, and we're not going to let you down. We are going to offer you the best possible value for genuine gems. That's what we do here at Jewellery Maker, mainly because we are part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, and as a result we've got very close relationships with the mine owners, which gives us the opportunity to bring you the rarest possible gemstones at the best possible value and of course the best possible quality. But of course, thanks to your loyal customer over the last 4 years, our buying power has also increased. We've got buying offices all over the world, so we're right on the edge, we're right on the front line. We can source the best possible gemstones, and of course we have the best experts in the business. Hannah's joining us this evening, and have you been challenged now, Hannah? Is that what you're working on?
Something. I'm not sure what it is yet.
It's our jewellery kit. We've got one kit coming up on the show this evening, and we're going to do it about 7 p.m? Oh, 7:30, my apologies. So at 7:30 we're going to go over to Hannah and see what she's created with our jewellery kit. If you are new to the channel, this is the concept that we sort of launched with, which was our jewellery kits. They generally contain everything you need to get started with the hobby, and tonight is absolutely exquisite. It is phenomenal. Labradorite, emerald, chain, it's all going on with that kit. But we'll leave that till later in the show. We'll give Hannah some time to work with it. You feeling inspired?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet, but...
well, you have literally just opened it.
But well, literally, yeah, yeah, but it's pretty nice gemstones.
Nice,
yeah.
Nice, very high-end gemstones. And we've got premiere launches throughout the show. In fact, we're going to kick off with a premiere launch of this beautiful signetic quartz, also known as strawberry quartz, but we don't refer to it as that. The reason why is that I think there's a synthetic stone which sort of is also referred to as strawberry quartz, and so we want to stay away from the synthetics because of course we concentrate on genuine gemstones here at Jewellery Maker. And just have a look at this beautiful gemstone. Really, really interesting variety. In fact, the reason I think some people refer to it as look like little strawberries, you can see the inclusions on the gemstones almost look like little strawberry seeds. But do you know what? When it comes to this gemstone, it's all about the femininity of the colour, that beautiful sort of rose pink tone. Probably a little bit more concentrated in colour than, for example, a rose quartz, and it's because of those inclusions. They're almost silk-like inclusions which give you that beautiful saturation of colour. I mean, it's nice on this gem because you've got real variation of colour tones. You've got some which are almost ruby red tones, others which are giving you a hot pink tone, and then you've got that beautiful femininity as well. Now, of course, I like to give you a launch price whenever we can. So this is going to be your best possible opportunity to get involved with this strand. Of course, when you're talking about quartz, some people will be a little bit blasé because of course it is a very readily available gemstone. But when we're talking about the quality that we can offer you, we're talking about jewellery quality quartz, not the kind of quartz that you might find, say, even in your back garden. This has been specially selected because of the quality. I mean, you can see the quality, can't you, from the way it's been cut, the way it's been polished. Clearly been treated with a lot of respect by one of our very, very experienced lapidarists. And just have a look at the way the includes so much character to this gemstone. Something a little bit different. And it's very rare to find a gemstone that's actually prized for its inclusions, isn't it? I mean, other than, say, emerald, I think quartz might be the only other one, really. Generally, when, say, a jeweller is looking at a gemstone, they're going to have quite a limited criteria that they're going to judge a gemstone against: the clarity, the carat weight, and the colour. Of course, in fact, it was Laura Biney who coined the phrase last night: the fourth C is the one that means the most to jewellery makers, and that's the character that you get from the gemstone. Because it's going to add texture and a bit of personality to your bespoke jewellery designs. Now we've got 90 carats of magnetic quartz here. As I'm looking at this strand, I'm just going to do a quick count of gemstones. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 on this particular strand. That is an approximation. You could get 12, you could get 14. What you are guaranteed is a minimum of 90 carats of gorgeous magnetic quartz. These are your top drill drops. Very, very easy to incorporate these into your designs. Very easy to create matching sets of jewellery. Of course, we saw from Laura last night rather impressive way in which you can create a very sellable matching set of jewellery. So you've got your earrings and your matching pendant. Quite simple really, because they're minimal amount of gemstones in that design. You only need 3 gemstones, and to be honest, because we're giving you an exclusive launch price tonight on the Late Show, you're going to be able to make your money back of just 3 gemstones. That leaves you 10 gemstones to make a lot of profit from. Of course, maybe you make jewellery to give as gifts. Maybe you just wear your jewellery designs yourself. This is a fantastic gemstone. So feminine. You can imagine this working with so many different gemstones as well. So if you did want to bring out those feminine tones, you could perhaps match this up with maybe a bit of amethyst. That might look rather gorgeous. Oh, I've got some sort of lavender amethyst, or ametrine here in fact. Have a look at this. So you're going to start to pick out more of those feminine hues, those lavender tones from the magnetic quartz. You can see how well those work together. Absolutely gorgeous. Of course, it will all match it up with more of these fiery tones. It will work with those as well. This is the key thing about your gemstones. Whenever you see something you like the look of here at Jewellery Maker, if you're in 2 minds, my advice is to use your 30-day money-back guarantee. Get it home, match it up with other gemstones, or like Laura was saying last night, you know, match it up with different colours of wire, depending on how you're going to, you know, utilise these gemstones. If you do want to get involved, my advice is to start dialing that free phone number right now. You can put yourself to the front of the queue. As ever here on Jewellery Maker, the second the graphics are on screen, you can start getting involved with this deal. You can always put the phone down, but of course if you're at the back of the queue, you could miss out. It's going to be a premiere launch. We're going to give you an exclusive launch price this evening for some of the Maker.com people putting this in their baskets. If you want to get involved, it's available right now for $7.95. And add it to your order price, especially when you consider the fact that we only ever charge you 1 P&P per day here at Jewellery Maker. So if you've already got an order up and running, you've paid that $2.95, that will cover you for the 24-hour period, I believe. So if you do want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now. You can have this winging its way to you for just $7.95. And then when this arrives at your front door, that's when the decision-making process begins. You've got 30 days from the day this arrives with you. Gorgeous variety of quartz, beautiful femininity, giving you so much design scope here, all for under £10. It's got profit written all over it, hasn't it? Especially when you consider that if you did create them out of these beautiful gemstones, well, I'm thinking even the pair of earrings probably would be more than $7.95. But the matching set itself, say you were trying to make this one of your more affordable items and you were going to offer the matching earrings and pendant for, what, £15? You're already going to have doubled your money off just 3 gemstones. Well, nearly doubled your money. $7.95 is an exclusive launch price for us this evening on The Late Show. We're kicking off the show with a premiere launch of beautiful Sagnetic quartz. If you want to get involved, you know what to do. Start dialing that free phone number right now, or alternatively, click to buy now at jewellerymaker.com. That's probably the most efficient way to buy from us here at Jewellery Maker. I've got people doubling up on this, buying 2s, even 3s coming through on this, so it could be that this is a sellout this. Okay, so we've got quite a healthy quantity for us here on The Late Show. Hopefully be able to recap this later in the show, but of course this is your best opportunity to get involved with this. I mean, Hannah, you seen this gemstone before? You've ever worked with this?
I've never worked with it, but I have seen it before, and I do like the fact you get all the inclusions in there as well. But I don't know, it's very pretty. I think it'd go very nice if you've got some rose gold findings or something like that.
Rose gold and pink gemstones do work.
Yeah, I think that'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the variation of colour tones because obviously, I mean, that one's a standout one for me. That's one you've got to make the focal point of a design, because you've got that hot pink tone, which you don't see across the rest of the strand actually. More subtle hue from the rest of the gemstones, but there's this like one hot pink gemstone. Advantage of this deal, it's available right now for $7.95. Can't guarantee it's going to stay at that price point. It could be that it increases on our website if there's any stock left tomorrow morning at 9 AM. So always take advantage of these premiere launches while they're on screen, especially if you see a gemstone of this quality with this much femininity and beauty being sold at the launch price of just $7.95. And add it to your order price this evening. I'm going to leave it on with you. We're going to move on because we've got a lot to fit in before we bring you our next star buy. Coming up at 5:30 this evening, probably our most popular items here on The Late Show. Definitely opportunity to bring the best value of the night, our 10 strand super savers. And tonight, well, producer Liam has surpassed himself. Have a look at the variation of sizes you've got here in your gemstones. You've got, I would say, 1 strands there, gorgeous gemstones. But if you are interested in some of our more popular disciplines, such as your bead loom, your kumihimo, your macrame, your French knitting, your Viking knit, we've got the gemstones for you, and we're going to bring them to you at a wholesale price this evening. I think our regular collectors probably already know what price the 10 strand super saver is going to go to. If you're new to us here at Jewellery Maker, but you need to stock up on your gemstones, you want to get a wholesale deal for genuine gemstones, that is going to be your best opportunity. It's coming up in about 15 minutes time. But before that, we've got pick of the week. So these are some of your most popular launches from the last 7 to 10 days. But we've got a little bit of stock remaining. I'm going to give you a second bite of the cherry. So if you have got commitments during the day, maybe you're at work, maybe you've got to walk the dog, I don't know, and you miss out on any of the products which are launched on the morning show, then we have the remaining stock available for you here tonight as part of the pick of the week section, where we go. We've seen this gorgeous strand of ametrine. Oh, we've only got single figures of availability left on this one. Proved to be very, very popular. You can understand, really, can't you? Because obviously the value that we offer here at Jewellery Maker, that's not, you know, set aside for just the strands of quartz. One Location gemstones are also going to be brought to you with exclusive launch prices. Now these are actually being classified, as ever, as faceted hearts, but they are actually top drill droplets. So just to be clear, there's no sort of indentation at the base of the gemstones, so don't really know why they've been classified as hearts, but they are top drill drops, just to be clear. Look at the beautiful checkerboard faceting on the surface of these gemstones. I mean, to create this many facets on the surface of a gemstone, if they weren't 100% sure and confident about the quality of the gemstone. I've already got enough people on the phone lines for this to be a sellout deal. Let's get the price on screen. $17.95. It's a Gems of Distinction quality strand of beautiful amethyst and ametrine. The reason it says that is that there are a few gemstones on here which have more of that feminine lavender tone. There are a few which have that gorgeous citrine running through them as well. It's all gone, I'm afraid. First product, a sellout deal. I'm going to move on now. Wow, beautiful cultured pearls. These are really, really interesting, actually. They sort of an elongated shape. So they're not perfect rounds. Instead, they sort of taper in shape. I imagine single pearl rings or pendants You could actually use your Wags Y cone to create a little wire cone, a little bead cap. Yeah. 2 nights in a row, I've got designers agreeing with my ideas. Your white customers, I have to warn you once again, we only have a limited number available. We started with just 13 in stock. There's already people coming through at jewellerymaker.com, so we're approaching single figures of availability, and we haven't even brought these to air with the price point yet. So they're 10 by 8 mil. If you have a look at what I'm talking about, the way the gemstones just slightly taper at one end, I actually think you could almost create a little sort of wire setting for that. Or are there any other ways that you would into designs? Hannah, you've got some gorgeous pearls on actually.
Thank you. I'd probably put them kind of like as droplets at the bottom of like maybe a 5 or 7 strand necklace, so that it tapers.
Plunging neckline.
Yeah, kind of like a V shape.
Evening wear, you think?
Yeah.
Also, would they work quite well in sort of tiaras and bridal wear?
Yeah,
because of that?
pearls are always going to work well in tiaras.
Yeah.
And because it's slightly elongated, it just gives it a little bit of a different edge. You might be able to make like a flower.
Again,
shape,
it's
like a petal.
you could use them almost like petals. That would look amazing.
That'd be really pretty, actually.
Clear quartz as the stain. Would that work?
See,
See, I've got lots of design ideas. Yeah, I just can't do any of it. That's the problem. I've got lots of good ideas. Some people struggle with certain parts of the design process. Others, I would be concerned about my finish. That's what I'm working on at the moment. Okay, most of the stock's actually been allocated, and I'm not surprised because these amazing cultured pearls are available for under 10. Do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They're going to be a sellout. We're going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. Ooh, these are going to be very, very popular. Are these limited in stock? These are your wire banding pliers. Have a look at this. I'm not going to do a tool demonstration today. Oh. I know. Don't be too disappointed. So these are your wire banding pliers, which actually allow you to square off multiple strands of wire. Is that right, Hannah? Am I getting that about right?
No, I just think I've got one here.
It
does, yeah, it does look like it.
So you take like 2 strands here and square them up.
And then just clunk them together, yeah.
There you go. Quite simple then. All of the wire workers out there are going to recognise this as an essential tool. And if you do want to get involved, you know what to do. Start dialing that free phone number. These were backed by popular demand over the last couple of weeks, and they have flown out the door. We have the last in stock available for you this evening, allocated to this show. So if you do want to add these to your order, it's a pick of the week item. And here comes your price point this evening for an essential wire work tool, $15.95. Now again, this is coming from a very reputable manufacturer. We have very close associations with the tool manufacturers we work with. We work with them directly, and that allows us to provide you with the most competitive price we can bring you. The wire banding pliers are available right now for $15.95, and I'm sure that for anybody interested in wire work, they already understand how essential it is to have an item like this. Just allows you to maybe take your wire work in another direction, and that's the beauty of working with wire, isn't it? It provides you with so many different creative opportunities, your gemstones that little bit further, and of course to create really bespoke pieces of jewellery or even ornamental pieces. You've seen sort of Alison Howe's guitar and fan and little birds and things like that. And just imagine these tools are going to just make those more ambitious projects that little bit more achievable. So congratulations to everybody coming through on the phone lines. I have already seen some quite phenomenal wire work over the last 7 days. Just from the Wall of Fame entries, for example, the standard that people work to is phenomenal. And of course, it's these tools that enable you to create that very, very professional finish. And I think that's really what elevates our designs from being, you know, homemade pieces of craft work to handmade bespoke jewellery designs. And when you're working on that level, that's when people are going to start to, you know, take an interest in the piece of jewellery that you put together. Of course, it's going to increase sales if you are maybe at craft fairs, or even start to gain you a bit of recognition, and people are going to start approaching you for personal commissions. So if you do want to get involved with this deal, these are the essential tools you need as a wire worker. Your wire banding pliers, perfect for creating very special wire work designs. $15.95 is your price point. Those are a pick of the week item. I'm going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. Now we've got the, this is the rounding one. Is that right? Wire banding pliers. I've just realised the difference. The first one is for use with certain gauges of wire, and this one's for use with larger gauges. So 20 and 21. Can you Google that for me, please? Can you just find out what gauge 20 and 21 are? Because this is an American product, I believe, and so that's why I think 20 and 21 will equate to, for example, we are going to find out officially, but this maybe is for you, and 21 is 1 mil, I presume. And then 22 and 24, or maybe it goes down. So maybe that's 0.8, 0.6, and this is going to be 0.4, 0.2. We're going to find out right now, rather than my speculation. So the first one was for squaring off your 0.8 mil wire, but these say half round wire. This is really interesting. 22 and 24. So these are your half round wire banding pliers. As I say, these are the feeds into the confidence, doesn't it? You know, if you've got the professional tools, it allows you to work on that higher level, be a little bit more confident with the kind of pieces you want to create. Okay, so 20 and 21 is 0.7 and 0.8. Yeah, 21 is 0.7. So we can see the way it's going here. So 22 is going to be 0.6 and 24 is going to be 0.4. 0.5, so it'll probably work with the 0.4, I would imagine. So this is for your smaller gauges of wire. So this is for your 0.6 and 0.45, 0.5. So the first one was for your 0.8 and 0.7. This is for your 0.4 and 0.5. 0.6 and 0.5, sorry. If you want to get involved, you know what to do. Start dialing that free phone number or click to buy now on jewellerymaker.com. So the idea is that you use this with half round wire. What's half round wire, Hannah? Do you know?
I have to admit, I don't know.
Do you know what? I'm going to have to do a little bit more research. This is why I'm enrolling in the wire workshop, so that I can learn more about one of our most popular disciplines. Everybody out there who's already got involved with wire work as a discipline already knows the value of integrating this material into their piece of jewellery, and they already recognise the value in the price point here. $15.95 for these incredible wire banding pliers. Oh, we only have single figures left of availability, so there you go. That just goes to show you how knowledgeable our audience are, because these have flown out the door. If you want to get involved, they're available right now for $15.95. We're going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. This is the leather glue by Natalia. So our guest designer, Natalia, are expert in a number of different quite niche disciplines here at Jewellery Maker. Your silver class. So she's just sort of released her own range within the leather, hasn't she? Including this glue. You're nodding along there, Hannah. Have you already spoke to Natalia
I
about
saw her
this?
the other day and she was talking about it, and well, just saying that she loves doing the leather. She's like you have to have a passion for what you're doing, and she said she's almost as passionate about that, if not more so, as she is the silver clay. It's
really?
like it's a new favourite thing.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that just goes to show, you know, if that can sort of start stealing Natalia's focus away from silver clay, it must be good. But you know what? Natalia by trade is a stylist, and leather's really on trend, isn't it? Really fashionable material to use right now. So you can understand why she's starting to lean towards these sort of mixed media textures. Because integrating leather into your design is going to bring a really contemporary feel, isn't it?
Oh, completely. You can use it for all sorts of stuff though. It's not just actual clothes, it's all your accessories, it's hair stuff.
I actually did the leather DVD using it, sort of like.
Did you keep them?
No, they wanted them to photograph for the DVD, otherwise, you know I'd have been in there. Like I've already got people flying in at jewellerymaker.com. Now this is the specially designed glue that actually Natalia has worked with an external company to create, and there you go, by Natalia. £100 in total, and the reason that this is so popular and so essential for your leather work is that it actually dries clear. So you know, if you are working with normal crafting glues, you're going to get a little bit of residue, if you like, which will show up on the leather itself, but that look on her leather designs. And she is putting together her own leather DVD as well, which will be a little bit more comprehensive. And so she discovered this problem when she started putting together her leather designs, that the traditional crafting glues were drying in a way that it was visible on the outer edge of, you know, when you're creating sort of like a seam on your leather work, it was drying visibly. So she went to an external company and put this product together herself, which is specially designed for use with leather, which is becoming really, really popular here at Jewellery Maker ever since we launched it only a few weeks ago, really, since the leather was launched. So if you want to get her specialised glue designed for your leather work, then start dialing that free phone number right now, because we only have a limited number available, and we've already got lots of people getting involved. Here comes your price for your professional leather glue, £9.95. You get 100 mils here. It's going to go an awfully long way, because as I say, I have already seen Natalia working with this. You only need a tiny little bit, and it's very, very secure. She was like tugging strong adhesive. If you want to get involved, you know what to do. Dial that free phone number or click to buy now on jewellerymaker.com. It's another add it to your order price, especially if you have just started to maybe experiment with the ideas that Natalia has brought to us with the leather. So if you want to add that to your order, dial the free phone number. It's available right now for under £10. I'm going to leave that one with you, and we are going to go to a star, but before we do, our very knowledgeable audience have already messaged in to tell me all about half round wire and explain it to me. So let's see the message, or are you going to relay it to me? Okay. Half round wire is wire that's round on the top and flat on the bottom, so it's half round. And the square wire is square wire. You'd think I'd be able to figure it out for myself, but you know what, that's why I'm so thankful that we have a very knowledgeable and interactive audience. And of course, if you've got any hints or tips to share with us here at Jewellery Maker, then don't hesitate to get involved. So those will be because of the shape of the wire. Now I understand. So your 20 and 21 was for your square wire, which apparently we had reels that we launched this week. And then your 22 and 24 was for your half round wire, which is quite a traditional edge wire that we sell here at Jewellery Maker. So there you go, and all the wire workers were already well aware of that, and they knew which pliers they wanted to get hold of. Now it is time to bring you the first star buy of the evening, and it comes in the form of a 10 strand super saver. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time for our first star buy of the evening. We're going to have a star buy opportunity every half an hour or so on the show. Regular viewers will already be aware that these are very exclusive deals and that you need to start calling the second the code hits the screen. If you're new to us here at Jewellery Maker, a star buy is going to come in one of two forms. It's either going to be a premiere launch like the Ruby that I'm going to bring you at the end of the show, or it's going to be an exclusive bundle. Now the idea here is that we've taken a collection of items together and created a bundle code, which is a discount code which offers you an exclusive saving, but it's only available for a limited time. Now, whenever we put together a 10 strand super saver, these are probably the largest bundles that we create actually, and as a result we can give you the biggest savings. So we create a wholesale opportunity but we do it on genuine gemstones. Now, there's not many companies out there that would be able to offer you wholesale prices for genuine gemstones, but here at Jewellery Maker, we're part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, and we can bring you the best value on the market. We're about to flex our value muscles, if you like, and let's have a look what we've got to offer you. Beautiful rainbow moonstone in these organic nuggets. Quite delicate sizes actually, but I think the beauty of working with the rough cut nuggets is that they provide you with a lot of texture into your designs, and of course they sort of bring a bit of authority to the design itself, because you can see that these are creations that have been put together by Mother Nature herself. You know, they're not the synthetic glass beads, which we always say, you know, they have a place within jewellery designing. I don't know what that place is because I like genuine gemstones, but some people like to work with synthetic beads. But I think it's important that if you have a passion for gemstones and gemology, that you're able to display that to your customers, and you're able to show people that, you know, these have been thousands of years in the making, that they hold something mystical about them. And rainbow moonstone does that tenfold, because you get this amazing optical property with the gemstone itself known as adulorescence. So you get this sort of inner glow, blue tone, but you do get other colour tones as well. I don't know if I'm going to be able to display it in our studio lights, because it's kind of difficult. We've got multiple light sources bouncing off the gemstone. When you see this in the flesh, you're going to be able to experience that adulorescence in abundance. Absolutely beautiful. And this is actually an 82 centimetre strand, so you're getting a lot of gemstone. There you go, I just got some. There you go, you can see the adulorescence on that gemstone. I'm just shielding from the light sources there. You can see that on each and every gemstone, in all honesty. Now, I've only shown you one strand of the 10 so far. A third of the stock has already been allocated. I told you, if you want to get involved, put yourself to the front of the queue by dialing that free phone number. We're going to move on. Just have a look at this. While we're talking about the organic nuggets, have a look at these beautiful carnelians. These are very, very organic, slightly larger in size. They range from 8x3 to 15x6, giving you 170 carats. Now, newcomers to the channel, and Hannah, I'm going to share my theory about orange gemstones with you.
Okay.
They work across the seasons. They work in every single season. Shall I tell you why?
Why's that?
Because in winter, they give you a bit of warmth.
They do, yeah.
To your designs. In autumn, well, enough said. The perfect time. They go with all the earthy colour tones.
Yeah.
They also have a bit of an autumnal feel to them, don't they?
They do.
In the springtime, they work with your pastel shades, and in the summer, they give you a bit of vibrancy.
Sunshine. I do.
So orange gemstones, essential all year round. And carnelian.
Gotta be done. Gotta be done.
There you go, and they go perfectly with your top this evening as well.
I know, I like bright fiery colours.
Okay, oh, half the stock's now been allocated, and we've still got 8 strands to go. I told you, best value of the evening on our 10 strand super savers. Let's crack on then, before I get in trouble. Labradorite rounds. Love these. This is really interesting because you've got this beautiful sort of forest green base tone that we don't see with your labradorite that often. These are your 6mm plain rounds. I've also got 3mm rounds of labradorite. Really, really useful. The labradorescence is still coming through, but of course the versatility you get from your 3mm rounds, your hemo, your bead loom, your Viking knit. I'm sure I'm missing some out, but there's so many disciplines that require these smaller sizes of gemstones. They are going to be very, very popular, and we don't end it there, because we also have your emerald green quartz in your smaller rounds as well. These are faceted rounds, and they are also 3mm in size. Then I have got your this magenta hematite in your smaller rounds as well. There's a lot of gemstones on that. It's a very, very long strand. Those are 2mm plain rounds, so you can imagine how useful those will be. And we've got your teal hematite in your 2. Of course, they're quite small at 2mm rounds, and then they're much longer than traditional strand here at Jewellery Making. Again, a lot of gemstones there. 50 carats on each strand, and I would say they're probably 40 centimetre strands, so you're getting a lot of gemstones there. I'm going to leave that with you, and we're going to carry on. You can see how all these colour tones are starting to work together as well, because you've got your greens and your purples, fiery orange tones, you've got the earthy colours from the labradorite. Oh, we've only got single figures of availability now. We'll crack on. We'll keep moving with this, because we've got another strand of white moonstone, this time in your property. 70 carats here, and the drops themselves range in size from 8x3 to 12x8. Then I've got another strand of carnelian, again in your top drilled plain drops. These are irregular in size, and they range in size from 5x3 to 10x5, giving you 85 carats. And then have a look at these 2mm faceted rounds of your multicoloured agates. If you do enjoy those more intricate designs, and I know that there's some jewellery designers out there, 2 weeks ago came from a designer who liked to put together those really intricate seedy bead floral brooches. Okay, we've only got 5 remaining in stock. Sorry, there's just so many gemstones here to get through that it's taking me a little bit of time. But here comes your price point this evening, the best value of the night on genuine gemstones, the equivalent of £1.99 a strand. Can't say fairer than that, can we? Less than £2 a strand. I don't think any of these gemstones will be available on our website for under £2, but when you buy bigger bundles, you get better value. No need for that kind of sarcasm, Dan. And Super Saver to your order. This is a wholesale opportunity on genuine gemstones. Oh, right, we're going to have to leave that one there. There's one remaining in stock, so congratulations if you do get the final opportunity on your 10 strand Super Saver, which is this one, is that right? Yeah. Just have a look at this. A 3-strander here of very complementary gemstones, actually. You can see how all of these will work together. This to work with, Hannah?
Yeah, I've got that as a bundle to create later.
So Hannah might be creating some inspirational designs that will catch up with you later in the show. So we'll launch the bundle at the top of the hour, and then towards the end of the show we'll see what Hannah's created working with these gemstones. You've got your prehnite, your black agate and your pink quartz coming up at a superstar buy price in just 20 minutes time. Not long to go, but again, we've put these together, we've bundled them to create a discount code so we can offer you a huge saving on 3 very, very popular gemstones, almost essential gemstones really. We're going to leave those ones though, and we're going to move on, continuing with Pick of the Week, is that correct? Beautiful strand of labradorite now. So this was launched in the last sort of week or so. Proved to be very, very popular, and I'm not surprised. Now, years ago, and Hannah, you used to be part of the management team then as well, and you and I were always excited about bringing labradorite to the channel, and it's proved to be very, very popular.
It's the favourite now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Last couple of years running.
Absolutely.
We were right.
Exactly. But do you know what? The labradorite that we were sourcing 3 years ago, whilst it was amazing, and we were always excited about it, the quality just seems to continually get better.
No, it's incredible now, isn't it?
Because we used to be excited when we saw a little bit of labradorescence, but now every single gemstone is just coming alive with beautiful labradorescence, and you get a much larger variation of colours in the labradorescence these days, I always think.
It's like a thunderstorm within a gemstone, isn't it?
Absolutely. Really dramatic.
Flash of colours, yeah.
And you can imagine that's why it's so popular. My theory is that it's the gemstone they've made the most money on. That's my theory.
It might be, yeah.
If you think when you're selling your designs at craft fairs, you could be selling to people that don't have the same sort of depth and knowledge
and
as,
they just go,
jewellery making customers, so the optical property sort of sucks them in. Think that could be
I think
accurate?
you're right, actually.
These are really, really versatile, I imagine, because they're your tiny little puffy guns, almost like little buttons. I mean, What do you think of when you see a strand like this? What sort of jumps out at you?
Well, I like to pick the colours out. If you imagine like the like a bubble and the colours you get on the surface of a bubble, so you can pick out the blues and the pinks and the greens. So anything with any of those tones in, put it with a bit of labradorite, and it just looks beautiful.
Oh,
and equally, like grey quartzes as well, because that sort of spaces them out.
Yeah.
You get this sudden little flash of colour, but any colour that's within the gemstone itself, I think is
so
a
you sort of
lovely
like fine. Well,
yeah, well, yeah.
In a way. Look at that, absolutely phenomenal, because I think we're quite used to seeing the sort of blues and the greens, but here you're getting like violet labradorescence. You've got those purple tones coming through as well. So maybe you could match this up with amethyst, for example, with those violet tones. Those lime greens with a bit of peridot maybe.
That'd be lovely, actually.
Electric blues with a bit of apatite, perhaps.
You see, you've got it, you've got it.
I'm starting to get, you know what, now I'm starting to understand why this is such an addictive hobby.
Yeah.
Why people are so obsessed. $5.95, the producers brought the price straight on price point. I really thought this was a Gems of Distinction strand. I thought the price point was going to be, well, at least $9.95, if not $14.95, but we were able to launch this evening at $5.95. We are honouring the launch price and people are flying in. I'm not surprised. It's an added to your order price, particularly when you see the quality of this labradorescence. This is one of the most fantastic strands of labradorite I've ever brought you, and we can bring it to you for $5.95. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? The sort of buying power we have and the way we can offer you this kind of value. So many people coming through now at jewellerymaking.com. How many of these did we actually have in stock? Oh, quite a healthy quantity. But they are quickly flying out the door. Lots of people get this into your collection on the morning show, maybe a couple of weeks ago, was that right? 28th of April, yeah, so around about 2 weeks ago. If you missed out on that opportunity, they're available right now. This is your second bite of the cherry. They're available for just $5.95. One of our most popular gemstones, one of our most impressive samples of labradorite, and we can bring it to you tonight at $5.95. Now, I think maybe some people are thinking that these are quite small. They are 5 by 8 mil in size, and you get a lot of gemstones on this strand. I mean, they're probably large enough to create a pair of earrings, would you say, Hannah? Could you use just one gemstone?
Yeah, like one gemstone on a piece of chain, or just even as a stud. You could use it to make a cluster of little drops together, and because you've got the labradorescence in there, it really flashes.
Change, so you get that little bit of movement. Pick up on the labradorescence. I think if you make something with that's got that movement, is going to particularly help with that gemstone, because it will catch the light more. Absolutely. Also, I was thinking labradorite is quite a masculine gemstone, because you get that, it's almost a metallic shimmer, isn't it, on the surface of the gemstone, so it'd work in sort of unisex designs as well. I think so. I mean, well, yeah, because I mean, if you put that with maybe some like black cord or something, that did a bit of macrame with it, a bit like our Mark Smith's designs, like that. Yeah, that would work. Or maybe team it with some hematite, that would work. Good idea. I think that'd be quite cool. There you go. So it's available right now for $5.95. Plenty of design inspiration coming from our expert this evening, the gorgeous Hannah. So if you do want to come through on that deal, then start dialing the free phone number right now. We're going to move on to another pick of the week strand. Oh, we've only got single figures of availability. No wonder. Just have a look at the quality of these tourmalines. Absolutely exquisite. The rainbow gemstone comes in more colour varieties than any other gemstone, and I think we've pretty much got most of them on this strand. Have a look at the colour tones you've got here. Hot pinks, rich ruby reds, almost chrome dioxide greens, amber tones, all the way down to those sort of midnight blue, petrol blue tones. There's a little bit of fluff attached to this strand. Here we go. There you go. Just have a look at the colour tones. Sorry, distracted Look at these. This almost resembles amber because you've got that sort of rich, sort of tangerine glow from the gemstone itself. You've got these darker tourmalines here. Oh my word, we've only got 5 remaining in stock. This is an 82 centimetre strand, so you're getting a lot of gemstones on this strand. They range in size from 2x1 to 7x2. You can see how popular this gemstone is with our so few remaining in stock. And of course you've got lots of creative scope here thanks to the number of gemstones you've got. Gorgeous texture as well. Let's get the price on screen because it looks like this could be yet another sellout. $9.95 for tourmaline. You know, very, very prestigious gemstone being used by some of the biggest design houses in the world. We've got 1 remaining in stock. Congratulations to Monica. Supriya, hopefully I've pronounced your name correctly, apologies if not. Lynette, you're there. I've got new buyers getting involved at jewellerymaking.com as well. It looks like that's going to be a sellout, so we're going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. Oh, this is gorgeous. Now this is blue agate, and because of the colour tone combined with the banding you've got here, got a very similar look to that you'd expect to see on blue lace agate. We had 1 strand of blue lace agate last night and it sold out in half a second. But we only had 1.
Yeah.
$450 carats here. These are huge puffy ovals. I mean, they're crying out to be the focal point of any jewellery design. They're really pendants for me. You could wire wrap them.
Yeah,
oh, Anna's got some ideas.
Well, I was just thinking, I like chunky jewellery, so I'd probably take the whole strand and then put like a piece of chain between each one, sort of do like a wire wrap loop to secure them, and then just make it a really, really long one. Because that would look really
sort of like down to the navels type.
Yeah,
designs.
yeah, really, like really long. That doesn't need a clasp, one that you just sort of put over your head, so you could double it up if you wanted to. But I think that's a really nice summery kind of look. Yeah,
because it's almost like looking at a summer sky, isn't it? You see the banding almost looks like cloud. Absolutely beautiful and gorgeous colour tone because it's going to work with so many different gemstones because you've got that sort of powder blue.
It's one of the most popular colours, isn't it, blue? And I think it's because it goes with almost every outfit. You know, if you think you can put jeans with any colour, can't you? So jeans being blue.
I was talking to Karen Crawford recently on the Designer Inspiration Show, and she was saying that you should start your outfit with your jewellery, and your clothes come second. Oh, you're agreeing?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
I have been out and bought an entire wardrobe, well not wardrobe, but an outfit of clothing to match a necklace just because I really wanted to wear the necklace.
There you go then. Pencil, you ever done that?
Yeah, if I want to wear something that's like on my wrist, then I'll wear short sleeves.
I'm talking to our floor manager this evening, who is actually the owner of the company's daughter, Hannah Bennett. Her initials are HB. My nickname for her is Pencil. Maybe with the realisation there around the room. Okay, people are literally flying in, adding 2s and 3s of this strand to their order. When you see the price point we can bring you for 450 carats of blue agate, you are going to be knocked sideways. And just because nobody could hear you, Hannah was actually agreeing that she has bought outfits just to match pieces of jewellery. Here comes the price point for this huge carat weight of beautiful agate. £5.45. Now actually, I'm going to let everybody into a little secret. Do you think I'll get in trouble? Basically, last night we were recording segments for a special DVD project that's being put together, and I can tell you it's going to be popular. Most of our jewellery makers are going to add this to their order in May.
That kind of gives it away.
I know, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm always in trouble, who cares? And I can tell you that one of the wirework designs that Laura put together is going to be showing you how to create rather statement pieces of ring designs. And these would work perfectly within her creations. I think I might have flashed it last night anyway. I flashed you a labradorite ring last night, didn't I? That featured a cabochon, but the technique would work just as well for these larger ovals cuts, because I mean they're virtually the same as a cabochon, only they're not quite as raised. So the actual technique, which is displayed on that DVD, which I think most people are going to add to their order the day it's launched, these will be perfect for that design. So always stock up on the gemstones that you're going to need in the future whenever they become available, especially if we can provide you with this kind of value. £5.45, that is a genuine, add it to your order price, especially because these are so gorgeous. I mean, can you imagine if I was able to bring you 450 carats of blue lace? That would be more like maybe 35, 45. So you've got a very, very similar look, haven't you? You've still got those lavender colour tones and you've got that beautiful banding on the surface. I mean, that one in particular, or those two together, they really do. They're basically emulating blue lace agate, aren't they?
You'd be hard pushed to tell the difference.
Yeah.
You really would.
Well, we can bring this strand to you for £5.45. This is our way of thanking you for your loyal custom over the last 4 years, because you have enabled us to have the kind of buying power that creates these price points. If you want to add this to your order, it's available right now, but only while stocks last. How many of these did we start with? Oh wow, so we only had double figures. Dial that free friend and add it to your order price, especially if you've already got a P&P up and running. Lots of people getting 2s and 3s of that strand. We're going to move on. I'm going to move on to this rather beautiful strand. This is really interesting. Is this a... it's had a little coating. Have a look at this gemstone. Really, really interesting because it's got so much going on. Quite an organic feel initially, because you see the irregular cuts and you can almost see the way the crystal formation has taken place and the way it's sort of terminated from the host rock. Almost been enhanced by receiving a slight coating, which just makes it almost have a bit of a luster to it. Almost gives it a reflective quality when the light hits the surface of the gemstone, which actually brings out the sort of golden tones from the champagne colour even more. So it gives you an even greater feeling of opulence and elegance thanks to that beautiful coating. Really interesting strand, and you've got a lot of gemstones here. You can imagine these are going to make a massive impact on your designs because the irregularity in the cut is going to provide you with that texture and that authority, but then you get that beautiful luster, that sort of reflective quality when the light plays on the surface of the gemstone. Really, really gorgeous strand, and actually you can see the coating here is actually allowing the gemstone to pick up certain colour tones. So I think if you were to match this up with certain colours, you'd almost get a colour reflection on the surface of the gemstone. These are really, really interesting. 120 carats in total. These are going to bring you so much character and texture to your designs, and as we know, that is an important consideration for any jewellery maker. These are proved to be very, very popular. Once again, I only have a limited number available in stock. If you want to add these to your order, they're available right now, and here comes your added £4.95. Just consider the amount of work that's gone into creating this strand of gemstones. Of course, we've had to source jewellery quality quartz, and then the way it's been cut is not an easy thing to do. You can see that these have been cut for beauty, not to create a uniformed look or a huge carat weight. They've been cut to highlight the sort of natural cleavage of the gemstone. And then, of course, we've sort of taken it upon ourselves to say, a nice start, Mother Nature, we'll take it from here. We've given it this really impressive coating, which actually brings a whole Nick looks on their gemstones. And they want all of the rough cuts, they don't want any treatments. Other people prefer to work with these slightly enhanced gemstones, which provide you with a little bit more dynamic to your design. So each jewellery designer has a different criteria with which they judge gemstones against, and if this is the kind of thing you like to work with, it's available right now for £4.95. I'm going to leave this one with you because it is now time for yet another Star Buy. Welcome back to Jewellery Making. Time for another star buy, and on this occasion we have taken a collection of products. We've brought 3 individual strands of gemstones together in order to provide you with a huge saving. That's exactly what we're about to do on 3 gemstones that I would describe as really essential for the upcoming seasons. This to me is saying spring. Have a look at the colour tones you've got. You've got this gorgeous femininity from your pink poppy quartz, and that has that sort of crackled effect, so again providing you with lots of texture and character in your designs. That's sort of mirrored by the natural inclusions that you find within your prehnite, and again you've got that beautiful pastel green tone, that apple green, that is going to fit so well within your springtime collections. And just have a look at the surface of this gemstone. Look at that beautiful checkerboard faceting. So again, you get that play of light. These are your 12mm puffy coins, and your pink poppy quartz are 10mm in size, and essential for any jewellery maker's gemstone stash, your black agate. And the beautiful thing about these 6mm rounds is that again they've been faceted to perfection, so you get that gorgeous luster and that sort of reflective quality which brings a feeling of elegance and sophistication to your designs. Doesn't that mean it's perfect for evening wear? But of course, if you are creating monochrome designs, let's just say if we take the prehnite to one side for a second, we say, right, we know how we're going to work with that. That's going to go into, if you had to take these 2 strands and work with them with a white gemstone, so you've got that traditional 2-tone monochrome effect, but then interject some beautiful pink tones into that. I think that creates even more dramatic feeling from that monochrome design. But of course, here all together, these gemstones work, don't they? The blacks, the pinks, the greens, they all work in tandem or separately. They're essential gemstones to have in your stash. You need the femininity from your pink gemstones. You need those pastel shades from your prehnite, and everybody needs to have those jet black gemstones, particularly if they've been faceted in this way. If you were to buy these 3 strands separately from our website, well, tomorrow morning at 9 AM, this would set you about $18.85, and as I say, they're essential gemstones, aren't they? I mean, just have a look at the quality of that prehnite. Again, so much character from the inclusions, because you've got that pastel tone, that sort of zesty green from the base colour on the gemstone, and then just have a look at that almost paintbrush strokes, sort of like Mother Nature's easel here, aren't they? Forest green tones, jet black tones from your inclusions. Absolutely phenomenal. Offer you a star buy price this evening. Should be close to £20, but tonight you can add these 3 strands to your for £12.95. So another massive saving, another opportunity for you to get a wholesale price for 3 strands of gemstones, a huge carat weight here. Talking about over 500 carats of gemstones. Right, for £12.95. Lots of people flying in at jewellerymaker.com. And of course, we are going to set this as a challenge to Hannah. So Hannah's going to work with this throughout the show once she's finished with our jewellery kit. And hopefully we'll have some, because Hannah Osborne's on this desk and Hannah Bennett is on floor. So every time I say Hannah Bennett gives herself whiplash whipping round.
It's like meerkats, isn't it? We have the same problem with Hannah Roxbury as well.
Oh, we've got too many Hannahs. I have to have a clear out of some of these Hannahs.
No!
Actually, I think I'm the one who's going to get clear out. The owner's daughter's here and I'm talking about getting rid of her. Not a good idea. We're going to go to a quick break while I make it up to Hannah. And if you want to add that to your order, it's available right now for £12.95. When we return, yet more incredible value with our late show deals. Don't go away.
Are you looking to guide you through how to design stunning accessories, including techniques using headbands, hair combs and tiaras? The full course includes a selection of hair combs and headbands, a selection of findings and wire, a generous scoop of mixed gemstones, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and a trip to our gemstone museum. All of this for just $69.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 6444 655.
Join guest designer and polymer clay expert Debbie Bulford for our Extruder DVD. Debbie will guide you through a variety of techniques, including how to create geometric patterns, the soutache and lace look, and much more. To get your hands on a copy, simply contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Want to learn how to make the most of your beading thread? Then come and join in the fun on our Adventures with Beading Thread workshop. Guest designer Gemma Crow will inspire you to design stunning feature pieces of jewellery that will help you to make use of your essential stash items. Full course includes a selection of beading thread, a selection of findings, a bead scoop, use of all relevant tools and equipment, a buffet lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and a visit to our Gemstone Museum. All of this for just $64.95. For further information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Welcome back to the Late Show here on Jewellery Making. My name's Ed. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we have been extremely busy in the opening hour of the show. I think it's basically because of the value we were offering you. It was a Strandomania. 10 strand super saver flying out the door. I think there's 2 left in stock. I think somebody, maybe they're in baskets. I just had a look in the break and I think that there was 2 10 strand super savers remaining. They might be placed to a member of our award-winning help team, and they may be able to add that to your order. Now, coming up at the end of the show this evening is going to be a premiere launch on one of the big 4. Gorgeous ruby nuggets. And look at the depth of colour you've got there. Now, this is a really, really interesting strand because these are sort of your organic rough cut gemstones, but they've got this high polished finish. So just have a look at the effect it's created. Almost a shiller on the surface of the gemstone. That is maybe a property that we don't usually associate with a gemstone like ruby, but because of the unique variety we've got here and the way it's been polished, really, really bringing out some quite interesting and rare. Hopefully I can show this. Let me see. Oh, there it is. You see that? Almost a little shiller on the surface of the gemstone. And these rubies have that sort of red wine tone to them. Oh, look at HB's ears pricking up now. She heard red wine. No, I'm joking. That's coming up as our superstar buy towards the end of the show at 8:45. So a premiere launch. We only have a limited number available. So my advice is to get involved the second the code hits the screen. We'll spend a little bit longer on that strand, but it's only to make it as accessible as possible. I think that is going to be a sellout launch this evening. And of course, we have an exclusive launch price. One of the big 4 coming up at 8:45, gorgeous rubies. We also have a premiere strand of Scapolite coming up in the final hour of the show. Just have a look at the colour tones you've got here. Real gorgeous variety from your earthy tones. It's coming up at 8 PM. And actually, now that I look at these together, they're really complementary, aren't they? You're getting a really organic feel, very complementary colour tones. So if you want to maximise on your 1 P&P today and get hold of 2 premiere strands at launch prices, then this could be a fantastic combination, your ruby and your Scapolite. Both coming up in the final hour of the show. We also have lots of exciting bundles, and in about an hour's time we're going to be launching a jewellery kit. Oh no, it's 7:30 you said, is that right? Okay, still about an hour. So just over an hour we're going to be bringing you a jewellery kit, a bit of inspiration. There she is, the gorgeous Hannah. And before that, we've got yet more incredible deals. Low stock, high end. So some of our most prestigious gemstones that we're able to stock here at Jewellery Maker, but unfortunately very, very limited stock availability. We're going to kick off with this incredible strand of multicoloured sapphires, and this is absolutely beautiful, so vibrant, a real pop of colour here. And you've got your traditional blue sapphires, so there's cashmere blues, there's rich midnight blues as well, but you've also got these beautiful orange sapphires, almost Padaparacha coloured sapphire type colour. Then you've got your hot pinks. Oh wow, that is just a ruby. Let's say it's a ruby. You've got beautiful canary sapphires here as well, white sapphires. Again, lots and lots of design scope. The opportunity to provide your clients, your customers, with the most prestigious gemstones on the planet. The choice of princesses. When they want an engagement ring, they don't have diamonds, do they, princesses? They have sapphires. In this country, at least. And when you're working with these kind of gemstones, when you're working with more well-known and more prestigious gemstones, like the big four, like your rubies and your sapphires, it allows you to justify the price points that you want to achieve on your jewellery. So of course, when you're trying to put your jewellery designs together, when you're trying to price them up to sell at craft fairs, you have to build in your creativity and your time into the price point. And it's going to be much more achievable to achieve those certain price points if you're working with these more prestigious gemstones. I mean, this again is virtually jewellery quality sapphires. You can see from the way it's been faceted, you can see that play of light, that sparkle basically, and that is what I think most ladies are looking for when they're investing in a piece of sapphire jewellery. They want a bit of sparkle.
Yeah.
There you go. If Hannah Osborne's agreeing with me, you can see she's a glamorous lady.
Well, thank you.
There you go. So all you really want is a little bit of sparkle. I have to warn you, we only have a limited number available. We've already got people getting involved, and at the price point we can bring you for 35 carats of multicoloured sapphire, it definitely represents the best value on the market. In fact, we recently did a little interview, not myself but Vicky did a little interview with Matt Bennett, manager of Gems TV, and Hannah's brother, Steve's son, and he was saying how they're finding it more and more difficult to actually source jewellery quality sapphire for use on our sister channel Gems TV. So actually the opportunities to own sapphires is becoming more and more difficult. Of course, you know, we don't know, we might find sapphires tomorrow. A miner might contact Steve or Matt, but it could happen. And I think that, you know, this is the nature of the jewellery business, isn't it? As soon as something becomes a little bit rarer, a little bit harder to get hold of, the prices start to rise. And not just in made-up jewellery, but you know, when you're putting together your bespoke jewellery designs, this is a very real consideration, because of course you could be offering your clients a gemstone which they can't find at other outlets. If you want to get involved with this deal, you know what to do. Start dialing that free phone number or log in at jewellerymaker.com and click to buy now. We only have a limited number available, and Mr. Liam Nevitt, the producer this evening, is prepared to give you an exclusive price reduction, but of course this will only be available for the next 60 minutes, so in many ways this could be your very best opportunity to add sapphires to your order this evening. Let's have a look at the current price on our website. Wow, already down at $49.95. Now that could be more of a considered price for some jewellery makers, but if you're working on that elite level where you do have personal commissions coming through, or you do sell your jewellery to boutiques, or you're, you know, very successful at your craft fairs, this could be the kind of gemstone that's going to set you apart from other jewellery makers. The opportunity to provide your customers with genuine sapphires, one of the big four, one of the most prestigious and well-known gemstones on the planet. And just have a look at the way these have been faceted. Just have a look that despite the fact that you've got this real curves to the gemstone, Absolutely phenomenal. And we're not staying at $49.95. For the next 60 minutes, we're going to provide you with an exclusive price reduction for one of the big four, one of the most rare gemstones on the planet, and something that we're really finding it difficult to source right now. You can make a £10 saving. We've taken this down to $39.95. Congratulations to everybody who'd already come through on the phone lines. Don't panic, everyone is going to pay the same final low price of just $39.95, but only for the next 60 minutes. So if you are umming and ahhing and you're thinking, I'd love to see that in the flesh, I'd love to work with it, get it home. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. You've got a £10 saving here down to $39.95. We've got lots of people coming through now recognising the incredible value we're offering you here. Of course, it's all relative. You know, when we can bring you a strand of agate at the £5 price point, we're going to. Because we pride ourselves on giving you the best value on the market. But when we can offer you jewellery quality sapphires, the price is still going to be reflective, especially if you purchase them from us here on The Late Show, because we can provide you with these exclusive price reductions down to $39.95, should be $49.95. And if you do want to see these in the flesh and match them up with maybe different components, maybe different findings, I mean, I think you're going to be looking at your precious metals when you're working with a gemstone like sapphires. I mean, what do you think when you look at a strand like this, Hannah?
Well, yeah, something like that. I definitely put that with a more precious metal, because it's the higher quality. So you want the findings to reflect that as well. And also, I think people will pay if you're making to sell. People will appreciate that, and then yes. I mean, if you put a cheaper finding on an expensive gemstone, yes, they're less likely to believe you that it is what you're saying it is.
Of course, yes, so it's that authority again, isn't it?
And quite often you can sell a piece of jewellery just from the clasp alone. So if you put a really good clasp on a really good strand, then people are going to want it because it's quality. You can see it. As soon as you catch up and you're like sight of it, you'll think, right, that's worth having. It
sort of feeds into, you know, the theory that, you know, it's all about the finish.
It is.
Because that's what really sets it aside as sort of handmade, bespoke jewellery rather than a piece of craft work.
It's pride in what you've got as well. And if somebody says, oh, that's nice, what is it? And you turn around and say, well, you know, give them both and tell them exactly what they're looking at, they're going to go, well, where did you get that?
That's, again, that will sort of provide you with more authority as a jewellery maker, because of course if you're able to source some of the most prestigious gemstones on the planet, people are going to trust you in what you're putting together for them.
Definitely.
35 carats of sapphire available right now for $39.95. It's only available at that price for the next 60 minutes, at which point it's going to return to the original price of $49.95, which already represents the best value on the market. We'll leave that one with you. We're going to move on. Moving on now to the oldest known gemstone on the planet. Gorgeous zircon. Over 4 billion years in the making. And the oldest gemstone known to us. In fact, that the world was around 4 billion years old until we found samples of zircon that were around about 4.4 billion years old. And that is why this is a collector's gemstone. That's why we've got lots of people that I speak to on Facebook who tell me that they invest in zircon not because they want to create jewellery designs, but because they want to own a piece of history. And if you can imagine a gemstone that's been around for that long, since, well, the dawn of time, can you imagine the sort of extreme temperature people will have invested in our very high-end diamonds this morning, and their popularity is well known. But actually, diamonds aren't forever. They're forever being burnt up in the crust of the earth. Zircon is the only gemstone that is truly forever. And we've actually found examples of this on Mars, which have allowed us to sort of place the age of Mars as well. So we know that this has been around since the dawn of time. And for that very reason, it probably has more of a narrative, more prestige attached to it than any other gemstone. Absolutely gorgeous varieties on this strand. Just have a look at these rich, almost ruby red zircons coming through, as well as golden hues. Now this has been mistaken for diamonds throughout the ages, and actually its nickname is the Montari diamond. That's what it's known as in the past. But now that we have more knowledge about zircon and that we understand the way in which this is formed and the history attached to it, you can sort of start to recognise the value that this gemstone holds to you as jewellery makers. Because of course, when we are sort of developing our hobby into a small business, and we've just been discussing the importance of having that authority with your customers, this is the kind of gemstone that's going to provide you with a real talking point. It's going to allow you to sort of impart knowledge to your customers, and again, that'll feed into the fact, you know, if you start all about the narrative attached to this gemstone and the history attached to it, all of a sudden they're going to think, this person knows what they're talking about. You know, it's that level of trust that allows you to sell your jewellery designs, isn't it? These are absolutely exquisite. Another gemstone that I'm looking down at the strand and thinking, I am glad that the owner of the company is on his way to the North Pole as part of a charity expedition, because otherwise I think he'd be maybe calling up my producer saying, why have you got jewellery quality zircon on Jewellery Maker? Could have sold that on Gems TV. Here at Jewellery Maker, we pride ourselves on being able to provide you with the same quality of gemstones as any other jeweller, and of course the most rare gemstones on the planet. 40 carats of gorgeous zircon, and here comes our price. 40 carats, talking about less than £1 a carat for a collector's gemstone. Now, anybody out there who's got this sort of passion for gemology and gemstones, do your own research. Just have a look into the history attached to zircon. The fact that it is the oldest gemstone on the planet. And if you want to add this jewellery, it's available right now for $29.95. Now this actually comes from our Gems of Distinction range. It represents the best possible quality we can source for you. In actual fact, I don't know, I haven't really seen any low grade zircon. But this Jewellery Maker, as I say, I really think this would probably fit in quite nicely within, professional jewellery designs. If this was set into, 9 or even 18 karat gold, I don't think people would be too disappointed. Absolutely beautiful zircon. It's available right now for $29.95, and as ever, you do have your 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can get this home, see it in the flesh. You can give yourself a little bit of time to do your own research into zircon if this is sort of new to you, if you didn't know that this was the oldest element on the planet, and this is something that you're sort of just learning about, you do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So get it home for just $29.95, less than £1 a carat, for quickly being allocated to baskets. And we're going to move on. This time we're moving on to this pearl-coated chalcedony. Absolutely phenomenal. Again, the second I lay my eyes on this, I'm thinking bridal commissions. Just have a look at this. 85 carats in total. These are faceted chalcedony rounds ranging from 5mm to 10mm, but because of the coating that you've got here, it's almost like it has a little pearlescence. You're getting a little bit of colour play, a little bit of sparkle. Really, really interesting strand. Once again, I understand some people prefer the more organic gemstones, others prefer these slight enhancements that just sparkle on the surface of these gemstones. And again, I think this, if you were to team this up with the likes of pearls or clear quartz, they just fit in so well in those very elegant bridal commissions. But I'm sure they work just as well in other designs. I mean, what do you think of when you see a strand like this, Hannah?
It's another one, you could use it kind of like a neutral. It will go with any other gemstone. So if you've got like anything in your stash that you want to use up, but you want to make it look a bit special, if you get a little strand of this with a little bit of bling, nice, put it all together, and then you've got something that looks really lovely without much effort.
Can't go wrong with a little bit of sparkle.
Oh, you've got to love bling, haven't you?
There you go. That really is dispersed across the surface of those gemstones. That's all thanks to that coating that they have received. There's already lots of people flying through on the fan. Do you know why? Because so many of our jewellery makers are working on these bridal commissions. I think that's one of the ways in which people generally elevate their hobby into a small business because somebody who's already parting with lots of cash, putting their wedding together, requests a bespoke piece of jewellery, but they want it at a more affordable price. So of course, when you go to a jewellery maker, that allows you to create a one-off, something that you can keep forever to remember your special day, but you don't necessarily have to. Single figures of availability remaining now. It is just $9.95, and this particular strand of chalcedony does come from our Gems of Distinction range. You can see that it is some of the finest quality we can source for you. Again, you know, chalcedony has a very rich history attached to it. It's actually the earliest material ever used by man. And it's those little bits of knowledge, those little interesting or quirky facts that are attached to these gemstones that actually provide you with authority as a jewellery maker when you're trying to sell your jewellery designs, but also makes your customer feel special about what they're investing in. Absolutely incredible. It's available right now for $9.95, but it looks like it's going to be a sellout deal. If you have placed that in your basket, make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. I'm going to leave that one there. We're going to move on to this sort of bi-coloured quartz. So it's sort of like, looks to me like a hybrid between lemon quartz and smoky quartz. That's the way it looks. It's got a really dramatic feel to it. Almost like that storm cloud feel that we were talking about before. Really interesting sort of earthy chocolate brown tone, and then you've got this swirl of your sort of citrus or lemony hue coming through as well. Say again, sorry?
It's like a translucent tiger's eye
Absolutely,
almost.
yeah. So yeah,
Really
tiger's eye is
unusual.
almost the opaque version of this,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Absolutely. So you've got that really interesting earthy banding throughout the gemstone, but as Hannah rightly says, you've got that translucency. That's a really interesting way to look at the gemstone. Actually, the cut's quite unique as well, because we've got these tubes or cylinders, if you like. Well, they have been classified as faceted tubes. There you go, clues in the title, Ed. There I am, thinking I'm all clever. But as you can see, actually, do you know what? On some of the gemstones, it almost looks like animal print.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way the banding
Yeah,
runs
it
through the
does.
gemstone. So again, that's going to provide you with lots of character and texture into your designs, particularly with the unique cut, because I can see these being used in sort of earring, so as droplets, or in an asymmetrical necklace, perhaps.
Actually, that'd be quite funky, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Or you could use them kind of next to each other. So instead of end on, like they're stranded,
Okay.
use a ladder weave and put them sideways on and make like a bracelet with it.
Like that?
Bracelet. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with the gemstones.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a really interesting idea. 80 carats in total. Once again, this comes from our Gems of Distinction range. I'm not surprised, not just because of the quality of the gemstone, but the rarity. Very, very rarely do we see bi-coloured lemon quartz. 80 carats in total. And here comes your price point for the last in stock. $11.95, another price point that I was not expecting to see when you consider the quality of the gemstones here. The really interesting thing as well about the sort of cut here is that it allows you to see the way the crystal formations have come to fruition. So they form in this sort of vertical rod-like way, and that's really highlighted in the cut, isn't it? If you do want to get involved, we only have a limited number available, and right now you can add it to your order for just $11.95. Really, really impressive variety of this gemstone, and coming to you with the best value on the market. $11.95 for 80 carats of your bi-coloured lemon quartz. I'm going to have to leave that one with you, I'm afraid, because it is now time for yet another Star Buy. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker, and it's time now for another late show Star Buy. On this occasion we are going to provide you with a bit of a saving, because we've taken two strands, two very, very popular strands, and we've bundled them together to create a unique discount code. Now this strand pack is called Appleberry, and when you see the gemstones you'll understand why. There's a real sort of fruity feel to the colour tones that you're getting from the gemstones here. You've got this rich sort of forest green, emerald green tone coming from your onyx. And it's always nice, I think, to offer traditional gemstones but in an alternative colour tone, because I think most people, when they think about onyx, they consider those jet black tones. And you could use this with your red agate trapezoids, which have this beautiful tangerine-like tone to them, or you could use it on its own. First dad joke of the night, and it's 6:30, not too bad. Got through 90 minutes, you're alright. Cracked a dad joke. Do you know what? The really interesting thing about these, not just the vibrancy of the colour tones and the way they work together, but also the really unique cuts and shapes, because you've got this rounded edge to your top drilled green onyx drops, which sort of softens up the dynamic edges you get from your red agate trapezoids. Really, really interesting combination of colours, because as we do approach the spring and summer months, you can imagine that people need to get more of those vibrant colours into their collections. And just have a look at the colour tones you've got here. It's literally, it's like walking through an orchard, isn't it? Beautiful forest greens from your onyx, and then that gorgeous tangerine-like tone from your red agate. 110 carats of red agate here in your trapezoids, which are 12 by 8 mil, and 80 carats of your green onyx in your flat drops, which range from 8 to 11 millimeters. A lot of gemstones going on here. These are the kind of gemstones which sort of spark your creativity, aren't they, because of that vibrancy of colour. So much going on here. Both of these strands coming from our Gems of Distinction range. And if you were to buy these separately any other day, it would set you back £15.40. But this evening, we're going to offer these strands to you at less than £5 per strand. Here comes your star buy price this evening for your Appleberry to new buyers, Yvette, Johan. If you want to get involved with this, it's available right now for £9.95, less than £5 a strand. And just have a look at how many gemstones you're actually getting on this strand of red agate trapezoids. So many gemstones here. And again, this could really be a profit maker for so many jewellery makers out there. I mean, you can literally take 3 of these gemstones, create a matching set, and you're going to make your money back, potentially. Just, in fact, how about if you just wanted to create little droplet style earrings? Let's see how many pairs you can make of just the agate. Let's say they're going to be, well, you can make these your most affordable items at a craft fair store. So you could even go as far as to say, I'm going to sell my earrings at, I don't know, £3 a pop, so not even £5. So £3, they're bound to be snapped up at your craft fairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 pairs and 1 left over for a pendant. So you're talking about what? £50 essentially on that one strand, and you're going to pay less than £5 or the equivalent of for this strand alone. And then of course you've got this gorgeous green onyx. Very, very traditional gemstone, heavily used by the high street jewellers as well as some of the biggest designers in the world. And it's available right now for £9.95, less than £5 a strand. It would normally cost you £15.40. So this is our way of providing you with unbelievable value this evening here on The Late Show as part of our Appleberry Star Buy deal. You like this combination, Hannah?
It's quite art deco actually, that combination, because you've got the you know, the trapezoids, if you put them together into like a fan, and then the green colour and with the black tassels particularly, is quite an art deco combination. So I think you could make something really quite striking out of that.
There you go. So yeah, more designer inspiration from Hannah there, and really nice to sort of think about traditional colour combinations or popular colour combinations through other art movements. So if you want to get involved with this deal, it's available right now for £9.95. And we're going to leave that one with you. We've got a lot to fit in before our next Star Buy deal, which is a premier strand of Rainbow Moonstone. Just have a look at this. Now, once again, I've got lots of adularescence when I'm looking down at this gemstone, but I imagine I'm going to find it very difficult to display that on screen because of our studio lighting. I'll see if I can isolate one gemstone. As soon as I turn it towards the light, I'm going to lose it, aren't I? It's so frustrating because I can see it when I look down at the gemstone. This is, I think Becky was experiencing this with her opal. She could see all the colour play. Oh, I've got it, there it is. On the edge, on the upper edge of these gemstones, you can see that agilarescence. Do you know what? This is why we offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee here at Jewellery Makers. And that doesn't kick in until these gemstones arrive at your front door. So get them home, see them in the flesh, experience that optical property, and then you can make an informed decision about the gemstones that you're investing in. That is coming up in about 20 minutes time, not to be missed. Very, very popular gemstone, a very historical gemstone as well. But before that, we've got yet more late show deals to fit in. Where are we moving on to? Wow. White labradorite, and I actually was privileged enough to launch this strand. We now only have limited availability. When we think about labradorite, when we think about the popularity that it has here at Jewellery Maker, it's generally to do with the optical property, that sort of flash of colour play within the gemstone, that inner glow. But traditionally, we are looking at the earthier colour tones, aren't we? The greens and the greys with our labradorite. As we say, it's just grown and grown in popularity since we launched 4 years ago. But this is the only variety of white labradorite I've ever launched here at Jewellery Maker. Very, very rare. And actually, it's quite interesting because it almost has the look of 2 or 3 of our favourite gemstones all in one strand. It almost looks like black rutile quartz on the face of it. But then you get that labradorescence, which actually, because it's a white gemstone, almost resembles the agilarescence you get from rainbow moonstone. So it's like rainbow moonstone, black rutile quartz and labradorite all mixed into one strand. Ticking enough boxes for you? And of course, you've got your faceted rondelles, and these are larger than the, you know, the more delicate gems of distinction rondelles, which I think are generally 2x1 to 3x2 mil. These are much larger. They're 5x2 up to 8x3, which also gives you a larger drill hole, so you'll probably be able to fit a head pin through the larger gemstones on this. If not, and you've bought one of our jewellery kits recently with the finer head pins in them, those will go through virtually any gemstones that we have here at Jewellery Maker. And I think Laura was saying last night that you can use the 0.4 mil gauge wire in order to set these gemstones onto your designs. But as I say, these broader rondelles here are very, very significant in size. They're going to make a massive impact. Just have a look at the amount of labradorescence coming through from these gemstones. See that? Electric blues, lime greens, almost a spectrum of colour right there. Almost a little rainbow. There you go, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. But actually they have this rich sort of electric blue or violet labradorescence coming through, and you've got these gorgeous monochrome inclusions here. So very, very dramatic strands. A lot going on here. If you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now, because I only have a limited number available. I've got lots of people getting involved already. Let's have a look at our price point this evening for this Gems of Distinction strand of white labradorite. It's available right now for $12.95. If you missed out on your opportunity to add this to your order when it was originally launched, then now is your chance to add this to your order. It's available right now for $12.95. Congratulations to Yvette, Bernadette, Kim, Anne. They've got anonymous buyers coming through as well. So many people coming through at jewellerymaker.com now. $12.95. This is not the price point I was expecting to associate with this gemstone. I think I must have forgot that we gave you this incredible launch price before, because just look at the quality of the labradorite and the labradorescence there. That's a good one right here. Look at that. Would normally be more evident when you see this with a single light source. Of course, we've got 15 different light sources bouncing off this gemstone, so it's not always easy to display the optical properties here in the studio. Right now, this strand is available for just $12.95. And if you have maybe got reservations about the gemstone, my advice, use that 30-day money-back guarantee. That's what it's there for. So you can get this home, match it up with other gemstones, see how it's going to work. And of course, as Hannah's already said, these white gemstones are totally neutral, so they're going to go with any other gemstone that you want to match them up with. $12.95 for your white labradorite. I'm going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. I'm moving on now to a very traditional gemstone, but in more of a unique cut. So these are your triangular prisms. They're still top drilled drops, but they just have maybe more of a dynamic edge to them because of that distinctive cut, that triangular feel. These are beautiful, really, really feminine. In fact, you've got a good variation of colour tones here, ranging from those sort of Rose de France pink tones to your lavender amethysts, all the way up to those more traditional amethyst purples. And I think this is maybe the most familiar colour tone that people associate with amethyst, but you know, it's a very, very familiar gemstone. It's very recognisable, used a lot by the biggest designers in the world, but also the high street jewellers. They love a bit of amethyst. 90 carats of amethyst here, and again, this is one of those strands that you can really maximise on your profit margins because you only need one as a pendant, as the focal point of a design. And actually you could build a design around these gemstones, couldn't you? I'm thinking about the amethyst chain that we brought you last night. If you invested in that, if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically last night we launched some sterling silver chain that had tiny little amethyst rondelles set into it. If you got hold of that and just used that as your chain and then had the triangular prism of amethyst as the pendant droplet, that would look phenomenal. And you'd be offering your customers a huge carat weight of a very familiar gemstone in amethyst. It's February's birthstone as well, so maybe if you are selling at your craft fairs, it's always easier to maybe sell a jewellery design if people have a personal association with the gemstone. So if somebody's aware that their birthstone is amethyst, this could be a massive seller for you. 90 carats of amethyst here in your triangular prisms, and you've got that beautiful feminine lavender hue coming through from these gemstones. They range in size from 11 by 7 to 15 by 9. Comes from our Gems of Distinction range. Best possible quality we can source for you. And here comes your price point this evening. Under £10. I wasn't expecting to see that price point, and it's not just because of the unique cut here, the sort of triangular cut, it's also because of the way they've been polished. So you've got a really high-end finish to these gemstones. I mean, this one alone, that's the one that's sort of taking my fancy. If this was the pendant that you sort of built your design around, I mean, you must be talking about a £20 piece of jewellery, just that one gemstone. You can get a wholesale price this evening from Jewellery Maker of just $8.95. 90 carats of amethyst, beautiful triangular prism, something a little bit different, something that offers you and your jewellery designs that extra dynamic. And right now you can add it to your order for $8.95. It's sort of unfathomable, really. I used to be a producer on our sister channel, Gems TV, and I can tell you that we would have whole hours dedicated to highlighting the beauty of amethyst jewellery, and I've never been able to offer 90 carats of amethyst for anywhere near this price point. 90 carats of amethyst for just $8.95. If you want to get involved, it's available right now, but only while stocks last. They're quickly flying out the door. Congratulations to Barbara, Yvette, Susan, Kim, Andrea. You're going to have to leave this one with you. It looks like this is going to be a sellout this evening, but if you do want to add that to your order, never take my word for it. Always speak to a member of our award-winning help team who will add that to your order if we have any remaining in stock. I'm going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. Yeah, that's so weird. I was just going to say, can I pick one? And it was going to be this one. Look at this. How many, sorry? Oh, there's only 15 in stock. This is going to be a sellout in seconds. Just have a look at the quality of these pearls. They're almost perfect rounds. 6 mil in size. I mean, imagine if you wanted to create a little pearl bracelet for a bridesmaid, perhaps. You only need half the strand then.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, be
What?
lovely. Or put it onto little, again, tiara or a comb or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
they're crying out for that, aren't they? 6 mil. We don't see the smaller pearls that often. What size are your pearls that you're wearing? Probably.
Mahoosive. I don't know actually.
Yeah, they're probably more like 12 mil.
They're fairly big. Yeah.
But actually, this could make a nice matching bracelet, couldn't it, for you?
It could. Are you selling
you
to
go.
me?
Well, I'm just thinking because I know how popular pearls are.
I say you don't need to sell to me because I'm on it. I love them.
You already want these.
Yeah.
No, all I was thinking is, you know, I know how popular pearls are because lots of people wear them every day, don't they? As an
Yeah. Do you
everyday.
know what? You've got a good eye. The 12 mil.
There you go. See, I'm learning. So these are your 6 mil rounds, and these are genuine cultured pearls. And of course, it can take up to a year per millimetre when you're culturing pearls. So these could have been sort of 5 or 6 years in the making. Of course, handcrafted by Mother Nature herself. And the first time these were on air, they almost sold out. In fact, we've been left with the last in stock, just 15 strands. There aren't 15 strands remaining anymore, I'm afraid, because people already are aware of the value that we can bring you here at Jewellery Maker on your genuine cultured pearls. They're an essential item for most jewellery makers, particularly if you are involved in creating bridal commissions, but actually they're everyday pieces, aren't they? I was saying recently I came into the office and every single girl in the office was wearing pearl studs. So know how popular pearls are as an everyday piece as well as for special occasions. And of course, anyone can wear pearls. So it doesn't matter, I always say this, but it is quite applicable. It doesn't matter whether you're 8 or whether you're 88, you can always wear pearls. And it does seem to be the case, doesn't it? Because I see the little bridesmaids, they've got pearls in their little headpieces. And then of course the bride themselves wearing pearls, the mother of the bride's wearing pearls. These are going to come in at the most incredible price, but I have to warn you, you need to start dialing that free phone number right now to avoid disappointment. Here comes your price for your 6 mil white pearls, $14.95. Very, very popular. And when you get these home, when you see exactly how close these are to being perfect rounds, you'll understand the quality that you are getting. I don't know if we can go a little bit closer and just see. I mean, that one there almost is a perfect round. There are some which are very slightly larger than others, but I can't really see the irregularity. I mean, to be honest, once this is restranded, has a gorgeous sterling silver clasp on it, is anybody going to really go up to you with a magnifying glass and go, oh, it's not perfect round? I think those are going to be a sellout. Of course, don't take my advice for it. Speak to a member of our award-winning help team, and I am going to move on and tell you what, there's people still coming through for those and they might miss out, so let's give you an alternative variety. These are your 7 mil, so very, very slightly larger, but again, very, very close to being perfect rounds. I have got a slightly higher quantity. On this occasion, we've got your peach pearls. So these have more of a feminine base tone to them. It's almost a little, because of the pearlescence, you're almost getting a sort of golden tone as well. So these are perfect for your real elegant designs. In fact, maybe if you were going to use the white pearls for more of your classic designs, these might work really well in your vintage designs because of that slight golden tone.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
It's agreeing with me again. See how excited I am? I'm getting there with my designs.
You know what you're talking about, Ed. That's the thing.
There you go. That's all you wanted to hear. Peach pearls here in your 7 mil rounds. Now maybe 6 mils are a little bit too delicate for your designs and you want something that has a little bit more of an impact, particularly if you're creating those tiara designs. I'm always surprised actually at the sort of impact that tiaras have and the size of the gemstones that people use on their tiara designs. So I always thought that because you use like 0.4 mil wire to attach them all to the headbands,
yes.
You wouldn't think that some of the larger gemstones would hold up, but they do.
The wire's really strong though, and as long as you've got your tiara twist tight enough, but not to the point that it's brittle, then it's going to stay there. I mean, even if you get your hair stuck in it and whatever, which you can sometimes, it's not going to get damaged.
Ah, I see. So it's all to do with the strength of the wire then,
Yeah,
why you can
strength,
use the larger
yeah.
gemstones.
Yeah.
But actually, we've seen a few interesting soutache designs recently that featured pearls as well. In fact, there's a headband, isn't there, that has the that sort of snakes around. The soutache sort of snakes around the pearls. That looks absolutely gorgeous.
Stunning, isn't it?
The peach pearls would work brilliantly in that design because they are so feminine. I mean, oh, look at this. Producer Liam's running the hairband out to me as we speak.
I mean, the other thing is, like, one of the high fashion colours at the minute, Ed, is like a pale corally colour.
Yes.
It's all over the shops, and that would go beautifully with it.
Absolutely. So they're really, really on
Yeah.
trend as well.
Yeah.
Very fashionable. Look,
Very fashionable.
here is the hairband I was referring to. And you can see the way that the pearls have been set into a soutache design. So traditionally people use cabochons, but I suppose because of the domed finish on a pearl, you get the same effect as
Yep.
you would from a cabochon.
Yep.
So you go. Those would look absolutely gorgeous in that design, don't you think? I wouldn't get that off my daughter's head if I created that. Absolutely beautiful. So these are your peach pearls in your 7mm round, so slightly larger, but we are going to honour the price that we gave you on the 6mm rounds. $14.95. Very, very beautiful look, very feminine, very vintage, but you can still just restrand this, add a clasp, and you'd already have a very sellable piece of jewellery. In fact, I was saying this last night, I saw a pearl necklace in the window of a boutique, a jewellery boutique, and it was a 3-figure sum. I mean, I couldn't see the finish on the pearls, so I was just looking through the window. Had a sterling silver clasp, it wasn't a gold clasp, £135.
Yep, there was a lady that texted into one of the shows the other day. She bought a strand, I'm not sure what size pearls she bought, but just a strand of pearls from us, and she just restranded them, put on a sterling silver clasp, gone to have it valued, and it was £169.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go then, that just goes to highlight the value that you're getting here. Basically, you could restrand this, add a clasp, and potentially you'd just be moving the decimal place.
Yeah.
The price you could
Yeah.
achieve. Actually, I have done my own research into pearls and I can't find anywhere that can compete with them. I might be looking in the wrong places, maybe you do know, but I very, very much doubt it because the links that we have with our pearl supplier and the value we can offer you here at Jewellery Maker allows us to provide you with these price points. Just have a look at the quality of these. I mean, we generally value pearls based on 3 different things really: their size, their pearlescence and their roundness. Well, these are 7mm in size, quite a significant size. They're almost perfect rounds. They're very, very close. You're going to find it hard push to really find the irregularities on this particular strand. And then just have a look at that gorgeous pearlescence, beautiful feminine peach tone. Lots of people multi-buying this strand. We're never going to limit you to one strand because of course it's our dream here at Jewellery Maker to be your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs, to provide you with wholesale opportunities for these very desirable gemstones. If you want to own these peach pearls, they're available right now for $14.95. I'm going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on now to another Gems of Distinction strand, and this really does represent the best possible quality we can source for you. In fact, this is a gemstone that we've always actually been very successful in sourcing and stocking for you here at Jewellery Maker, gorgeous carnelian. But traditionally, we do see the more larger size of the gemstone, I would say, and a huge variation of colour tones. And for many, many jewellery makers, that's important. They want that design scope. They want those different tones for different design scenarios, if you like. But when you actually think about this gemstone, the colour tone you mostly associate with it is a rich, vibrant tangerine tone, that golden hue that comes from the gemstone. And just have a look at the quality of this carnelian. Look at that. And I've already had 2 designers agree with me about my orange gemstone theory, so I'm going with it.
Do you want to put those pearls back next to that?
Oh, the peach pearls
Yeah.
with the carnelian.
Yeah.
Great idea. Look at this. And then all of a sudden you're going to start to pick out the richer orange tones in the pearlescence as well, aren't you? Oh yeah, like that.
Stunning.
Absolutely exquisite. Well, Hannah, you'll know from, you know, maybe sort of 3 years ago, we started working together on Jewellery Maker. The carnelian we had then did have those variations in colour, didn't you? So you got very pale ones, you got the orange ones, you even got deep red colours as well.
I mean, there were some that were sort of almost clear. It was kind of like just a hint of the orange in there, and then others, like, well, not brick red, but quite a deep red.
Exactly.
But yeah, they're
these.
beautiful.
I mean, the consistency of
They're
colour
so,
here, it does highlight the quality, doesn't it?
It really is. They're really zesty, aren't they?
Absolutely. They look really juicy. You almost
They
want
do
to take
look
a bite
juicy.
of them,
Yeah,
don't
it looks like you could eat them, but
they go with your top beautifully.
I'll just have to have them.
Typical guest designer.
I'm going to be escaping with all the samples.
Unbelievable. Security. Yeah, if you can just frisk her on the way out.
See, I've already applied security with cake earlier from the Sunday experience, so they might let me out.
She's actually admitting to what she's doing. You do know you're on live TV, don't you?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. An inside job. She already bribed the security with the cake. Unbelievable. Typical jewellery makers, it's all about cake, isn't it?
Oh yeah, coffee and cake. Or tea and cake.
We'll stick with coffee. I'm a caffeine
Mostly cake.
addict.
Yeah.
40 carats of carnelian here. You can actually see the quality of the gemstones from the consistency of the colour, and just have a look at the way the faceting on the surface of these top drill drops is enhancing that sort of zesty colour tone you've got there. Absolutely, they're just sparkling away, aren't they? A real sort of summer vibe to these gemstones. That's how I feel, but of course they could evoke different emotions in different jewellery makers. That's the beauty of working with genuine gemstones as opposed to synthetics. Now if you do want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now, because this Gems of Distinction strand of carnelian is under £10, just £9.95 this evening for gorgeous carnelian. 40 carats in total, and it's a very, very popular gemstone. I can see that because the phone lines have just lit up like a Christmas tree. If you want to get involved, dial that free phone number or click to buy now on jewellerymaker.com. Those rich tangerine tones coming from your gorgeous carnelian, and it's available right now for £9.95, and add it to your order price for a Gems of Distinction strand. I'm going to have to leave that one there because time really flies when you're having fun, and it is now time for yet another Star Buy. Welcome back to Jewellery Making. Time for another Star Buy, and on this occasion it's going to be the premiere launch of a strand of Rainbow Moonstone. We are going to give you an exclusive launch price. I'm not sure how long this price will be available for, but my advice, take advantage the second the code hits the screen, which it has. So you can start dialing that free phone number right now to put yourself at the front of the queue. And alternatively, if you are shopping with us at jewellerymaker.com, then click to buy now, and if you do place this in your basket, make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. Now, not too long ago, we were talking about the sort of prestige attached to certain gemstones and the history, and the fact that they have a little bit of a story attached to them generally. Particularly gemstones that possess this optical property, that have this mystical and magical feel about them. Rainbow Moonstone is certainly one of those. Originally set into jewellery in 100 AD by the ancient Romans, who actually believed this agilarescence, this colour play within the gemstone, I think you can see it there actually, a bit of blue tone coming through there, was a shard of moonlight placed inside the gemstone by the lunar gods, and that's where it gets its name from, as moonstone. Now, obviously, nowadays we have much more scientific knowledge about the gemstones, and gemologists can now understand the way this forms, and basically the reason that you get this optical property is that you've got two different elements inside the gemstone which are actually layered. They form a sort of grid within the gemstone which actually refract the light at different speeds, at different angles, and so basically what you created is that the light is bouncing around inside the gemstone, and that provides you with this sort of magical inner glow known as agilarescence. Generally tends to be a sort of electric blue tone, although we are getting a little bit of variation on these gemstones. I can see some greens coming through as well, and a little rainbow here, literally a rainbow moonstone. I don't know, I bet I'm not going to be able to show you it, will I? really difficult in the studio because of the multiple light sources. It is beautiful quality. There we go. There we go. Because I'm using the underside of the gemstone, so it's shielded by. Can you see that? I'm sorry, the tassel's in the way. Move the tassel. As soon as I move the tassel, there it is. A spectrum of colour tone there. But you know what, the really interesting thing about that is that even before we understood what this agiliscence was, the ancient Romans already appreciated the aesthetic value of the gemstone. They weren't just mining this and sort of trading in it, they were setting it into jewellery designs. And back then, you know, jewellery had much more of a statement to make, because, you know, depending on sort of which part of the hierarchy you belong to, depended on which gemstones you'd be allowed to sort of wear. And of course, rainbow moonstone was set aside for the most prestigious dignitaries of that time. 60 carats of gorgeous rainbow moonstone here. Very, very prestigious gemstone, very historical gemstone, and of course, very sellable gemstone because you've got that optical property, that beautiful, almost moonlight shimmer coming from within the gemstone. Now these are faceted top drill drops, ranging in size from 9x6 to 16x9. Again, very easy to create a matching set of jewellery, which will enable you to make your money back off just 3 gemstones, particularly when you have a look at our exclusive launch price this evening. 60 carats of rainbow moonstone from our Gems of Distinction range, and here comes our exclusive launch price, $14.95. I mean, if you did actually, if you're taking that largest moonstone and 2 of these smaller ones to create a matching set of jewellery, are you really going to sell that for just £15? Could be achieving higher price points than that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You set this into presumably at least 925 sterling silver.
Well, yeah, if you can do, or better if you've got it, but you know, who's...
Gold plated?
Yeah.
Nice, like it. I'm trying to really highlight the unbelievable agiliscence I can see on this gemstone, but it's quite difficult in our studio. I don't know if shielding it's really going to help. Very frustrating, but do you know what? That is why we bring you a 30-day money-back guarantee, so that you can get this home, see it in the flesh. There we go, look at that. In a electric blue glow, almost a purple hue coming through there as well. Hopefully that's coming through on screen. There it is, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. It's available right now for $11.95, and you know what? We've had this once previously where it was difficult to show it. What did I just say? $14.95. My apologies, don't know what I'm talking about. $14.95 is the launch price for this strand of rainbow moonstone. It's available right now, 60 carats in total. If you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number. Alright, listen, because of my Freudian slip there, I think I was thinking, imagine if we could give everybody their P&P back. I'm getting lots of trouble in my ear right now. I don't know why I said that. $11.95. We've taken it down, we've matched my error. What a generous producer we're joined by this evening.
Well,
I won't go...
Crazy price.
I'll probably run in the opposite direction when we go to a break, so I'm going to get beaten up. $11.95 is now the launch price for this strand. If you want to add this to your order, then start dialing that free phone number right now. It will only be available at this price for the next 60 minutes or less, if my producer has anything to do with it. No, I'm only joking. 60 minutes now. We are going to give you an exclusive launch price of $11.95. Should have been $14.95, but, you know. Producer Ed accidentally said $11.95. That's going to be what I'm going with. I'm going to act like I was trying to do you a favour. $11.95. I've done you a massive favour. We've given you back the equivalent of your P&P, but only for the next 60 minutes. If you do want to add this gorgeous rainbow moonstone to your order, you can get it home right now for $11.95, and then you can start that decision-making process, because you'll have 30 days to make the final decision. I'm going to leave that one with you. We're going to go to a quick break. When we return, yet more incredible late show deals, including the premiere launch of that gorgeous ruby as our superstar buy. Don't go away.
If you love classic jewellery, then why not come and join guest designer Gemma Crow on our vintage workshop. Gemma will guide you through various beading and wirework techniques which will inspire you to create timeless designs from a bygone era. The full course includes a selection of wire, a selection of findings and charms, a bead scoop, use of all relevant tools and equipment, a buffet lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and a visit to our gemstone museum. All of this for just $69.95. Have a blast from the past and take home some amazing designs. For further information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Join guest designer Sarah Elvin and get creating stunning designs in no time with this Kumihimo introductory DVD. The easy-to-follow steps shown on this DVD will make you feel like you have your own personal tutor and will guide you through a variety of techniques to get you started. To get your hands on a copy, simply contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Do you make jewellery as a hobby? Would you like to learn key skills to help you successfully market and sell your handmade jewellery? We are working with Angela Edwards, who is an experienced jewellery maker as well as a small business trainer, to bring you the perfect course to help develop basic business skills. The full course includes how to create a business plan to successfully sell your products, how to access current and potential customers, how to identify and profile your target market, how to generate leads to secure current and future sales, how to use online social networking to your advantage, and key knowledge on legal requirements and insurances. For information about dates and to reserve your place, please contact 0800 644 655. Jewellery Maker, bringing out the designer in you. Jewellery Maker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, Jewellery Maker are never far away.
Welcome back to the Late Show here on Jewellery Maker. My name's Ed. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Very, very busy night, presumably because we were so busy this morning with Lucy and this afternoon with Becky. And now everyone's taking the opportunity to add to their 1 PMP per day, particularly as we are bringing you some very impressive clearance deals tonight. We've already been price slashing some of our most prestigious strands. We've been bringing you wholesale opportunities to add gemstones to your order, and it doesn't end there, because coming up at the end of the show as our superstar buy this evening, oh hello, is this gorgeous strand of ruby, one of the big 4, and just have a look at how individual and different this strand of ruby is to any others we've seen here at Jewellery Maker. It almost has a little bit of a shimmer to it, and it's because of the unique way it's been polished. These are your organic nuggets, and you're getting a variation of colours ranging from those rich ruby reds to those sort of richer, bolder red wine tones. Settle down, Hannah. Just have a look at the finish on the gemstones themselves. They're going to provide so much design scope. You're still going to be able to offer your customers one of the big 4, but in a very unique finish. Gorgeous ruby coming up as your superstar buy at 8:45 this evening, so not long to wait in fact. And we even have another premiere launch this evening at 8 PM this gorgeous strand of Scapolite. And I actually think the Scapolite and ruby go really well together. Gorgeous variation of colour tones. Reds, purples, almost a few little aubergine tones there as well. This is coming up for you in less than 1 hour at 8 p.m. this evening, and of course in around about 20 minutes time we're going to give you the opportunity to add a jewellery kit to your order. It's a very, very impressive selection of gemstones coming up in our jewellery kit, and we're also going to have a look at some of the designs that Hannah's been putting together since 5 p.m. There you go. So we are joined by Hannah Osborne, of course. If you've just tuned in and you think, who's he talking to? Hannah's just there. She's creating jewellery designs for us. But before that, we've got some clearance deals. The perfect opportunity to add to that 1 P&P per day. Where are we going to start with? That's a very good place to start. Look at this gorgeous ruby zoisite. Really, really interesting gemstone here. This is actually the parent stone of tanzanite. This is the gemstone from which tanzanite forms. 150 carats of ruby zoisite here. The interesting thing for me about this gemstone is the variation of colour. You've got that rich emerald green tone as your base colour. Actually, it's more variation than that, because on some gemstones you've got a rich emerald green, on others you've got more of a pastel, sort of amazonite colour tone if you like. These are your 10mm puffy coins, so again very easy to work with. Whenever I see puffy coins I always think of them within a bracelet design. I just think they look really comfortable on the wrist line. You like working with puffy coins, Hannah?
Yeah, lovely thing to do. I mean, it doesn't matter where you put that on, whether it's a neckline or whether it's a bracelet, it's really comfortable because they're smooth.
Yes.
They're lovely and tactile, aren't they? So,
absolutely.
So even if you just made some worry beads out of them, you know, so you just to hold them, they're lovely.
I was just thinking, actually, because they make a really comfortable sort of bracelet, probably the easiest piece of jewellery to make, a stretchy bracelet.
Yeah.
Using these, just a bit
Perfect.
of elastic you need then. Can I borrow your snips, please? Thank you. Sorry, there's just a long length of it. It's annoying me. Just going to tidy it up. There we go.
Such a perfectionist.
Thank you. Well, you can see that. 150 carats of ruby zoisite. The really, really interesting thing about the gemstone. What was that? Gallery? Yes, exactly. Not only am I a perfectionist, also very modest. I agree. Listen, I'm not even going to pretend to be modest. I'm not modest. I think people would be disappointed if I tried to be modest now. They've widened the door frames and everything so I can get through them. If I start being modest, they'll be like, oh Ed, all that expense so you could get your big head through the doors, and now you've come in being all modest. To be honest, when you look like this, you can't be modest. 150 carats of ruby zoisite in your puppy coins here, but the really interesting thing isn't about that beautiful green base tone, it's these ruby red inclusions that come through to provide you again with lots of texture, lots of character to your designs. No two ruby zoisites are going to be the same as a result of this. It's almost like a plum red, isn't it? Really gorgeous tone. Very, very versatile cut. And here comes your price point this evening. Another add it to your order price of $12.95 for 150 carats of ruby zoisites. If you do want to add these to your order, this very versatile cut, this very beautiful colour tone, it is available right now for $12.95. I'm going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. Oh, wow. Sort of teal cultured pearls. These are really interesting because we were talking about these pearls last week. These are your Baroque pearls, and they're basically a cabochon cut within a pearl. They've got a flat bottom finish, and then they've got a domed top, so they're just sort of like organic cabochons. Mother Nature's version of a cabochon.
Yeah.
So you could actually create some really interesting soutache designs using your cultured pearls. Flat bottom gems, they make the rocking world go round. These are, they're described as grey-green pearls. It is accurate, but yeah, it's not the most romantic name. Maybe teal. What about teal cultured pearls? Would that be better? They're sort of a teal.
Yeah, soft teal, maybe.
Yes. They've got a sort of metallic shimmer to them as well, actually, because of that, the pearlescence. You've got, it's almost like a silver pearlescence. Really, really interesting. They work in your masculine designs.
I think so. They work in either.
Cufflinks, do you get them into a pair of cufflinks?
Yeah, yeah, you could, because you could just use one of the toggle clasps, use the T-bar part of the toggle clasp, and then a small piece of chain, and then a piece of wire that's thin enough to go through the pearl, or ream the pearl so that you can get a thicker gauge through, and then just twist it underneath.
Pearls are my birthstone. Knock yourself out, Hannah. We've got your gorgeous, we're going to go with teal cultured pearls. They're 11 by 10 mil, so potentially could be considered a luxury size. Of course, you've got the irregularities because these are your Baroque pearls, so actually I think that feeds into your designs, again providing you with texture, but also more authority again, because people are going to know that you've managed to source genuine cultured pearls, and you haven't just, you know, gone for faux pearls, you know, that have a really sort of plasticky feel to them anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
And often I find that with the faux pearls, you know, at the edge where they've been, where the drill hole, it sort of, the coating sort of starts to come off.
Yeah, it does.
And then
It flakes away.
Yeah, you can tell quite quickly that they're not the real deal.
Yeah, it's very quick, especially if they've not been pearl knotted in between, because they just rub together.
Yeah, the friction actually rubs the coating off, so they destroy themselves.
They do.
But here, of course, we have got genuine cultured pearls. That is what we do here at Jewellery Maker. We offer you the best value on the market for organic minerals. People already coming through at jewellerymaker.com. Here comes your price point this evening. We only have a limited number available, and at that price point, I'm not surprised. $7.95, and add it to your order price for beautiful, genuine cultured pearls, 11 by 10 mil in size. They're going to make a massive impact on your designs. I mean, again, you could just restrand this and it'd have sort of more of an everyday feel to it. I can imagine actually the kind of artistic people that are into jewellery making and crafting maybe edging towards the more organic finish in their pearls anyway, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's got a good texture to it. So if you want something that's, well, like you say, every day, it's more bohemian, isn't it? You could,
absolutely.
You could wear
that's
something
the word
like
I was looking for.
Yeah, chuck in a bit of turquoise, or if you've got some wooden beads or something like that, you can make a real nice kind of like sort of seascape of jewellery, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's great. So you can see that once you start to think about the other components that you'd integrate into your design, the design itself starts to layer up, doesn't it?
Yeah, oh absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Clearance price point on your Baroque pearls here, available right now for $7.95. We're going to leave that one with you, and we're going to move on. Moving on now. Oh, how many of these have we actually got in stock? Oh, not too bad. We've got 34 strands in stock. I still think that this could potentially be a sellout. We've already been discussing the idea of working with our genuine gemstones and our cultured pearls within your bridal commissions. All the work's done for you here. If you want to create some of those sort of inspired by nature designs, maybe those sort of tiaras that almost resemble the sort of the vine leaf type look, then just have a look at this. Your carved white quartz leaf beads. All the work's been done for you, and you can imagine if you are working with a gemstone like this, it's sort of going to lead the creative process because the work's been done for you in this unique carvings that our lapidaries have managed to achieve on the surface of the gemstone. And you know, we're talking about texture and character. I mean, these literally tick every box, don't they? No one's going to be mistaken about what you're trying to achieve with the design if you're working with these very definitive carvings. And they're very large. They're 14 by 10 mil in size. They're going to make a massive impact on your designs because of the significance of the size, the clarity of the gemstones. So they work really well with your pearls and your chalcedony within the bridal commissions. But of course, because of the clarity you've got here, they work with any gemstone. Very, very neutral, but they're not necessarily going to take a back seat because you've got that beautiful carving on the surface of the gemstone. We see so many designs inspired by nature, with floral motifs, for example, being very, very popular. These leaf beads are just going to feed into that kind of design process, aren't they? 14 by 10 mil in size, and you've got 150 carats in total of your carved leaf beads. Let's have a look at the current price on the website. So they're currently available for $9.95. Again, when you consider the work that's gone into sourcing jewellery quality quartz and then handing these over to an experienced lapidarist who's created that unique carving. This is all done by hand. You know, these aren't machine created like you would get with your synthetics. This has been treated by one of our most experienced lapidarists, and producer Liam is about to give you an exclusive price reduction down to $6.95. Once again, handing you back the equivalent of your P&P this evening, $6.95. That is an add it to your order price for what you're getting here. And we've got people flying through on the phone lines and at jewellerymaker.com. Congratulations to Natalie. Lena, you're in Ayrshire, where my family are from, so nice to see you. Tracy in Aberdeen, Catherine in Cheshire, lots of new buyers. Alice in Merseyside, Barbara in London, Nicola in Yorkshire. Julie, you were through when we had the original price point on screen, and you've multi-bought this strand. Don't panic, everyone's going to receive these at the same final low price of $6.95. And that is only available for the next 60 minutes, or more likely while stocks last. We started with around about 34 strands in stock. I would say well over 20 have been allocated now, so we're approaching single figures of availability. So if you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now. Well done to Tanya, Alice, Catherine, Yvette, Johan, Nancy, Shamala, that's a beautiful name. Nazreen, Nicola, Tracy. It looks like this could be a sellout this evening, and at that price point I'm not surprised, because once again this is an add it to your order price and a real profit maker for any jewellery makers out there. These are the kind of very definitive gemstones that are going to get your designs noticed, and once there's a little buzz surrounding your jewellery stall, that's when you're going to make the most sales. 150 carats of white quartz leaf beads available right now for $6.95. I'm going to leave that one with you. I'm going to move on. Ooh. While we're talking about beautiful, inspired by nature carvings, have a look at these, your 5-petal flowers. This time in your fancy jasper. And the thing in fact, hold on a second. What am I thinking of? Your clear quartz leaf beads with your 5-petal flowers. Job's done. Some people do actually struggle, don't they, with they're really talented in terms of the techniques they can achieve and the finish of their designs, but when it comes to the actual design process, that's the part which some people struggle with. So what's sort of your forte when it comes to jewellery making, and is it more?
My forte, I think. I was talking to Debbie Verston about, not Debbie Verston, Debbie Wolford the other day. Yeah. Debbie Verston's somebody I know from outside of work. And I was trying to work out what it was, and I think it's colour. Right. So I've got a thing about putting certain colours together that perhaps other people might not, or they might be a bit nervous of doing. Yeah. So I was described as avant-garde, but a classical beader. So I thought, I quite like that. I like that. Yeah, but I'm definitely all about the colour. So
because I think that there are, like I said, some people who are really, really intimidated by the idea of putting different things together. Yeah. Will it clash? You know, for that reason, some people have reservations about, you know, maybe investing in certain gemstones. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, this is the thing. I mean, you get into sort of like it's like a safety net. You might buy the same gemstone over and over again because you like it, but then unless you experiment with other things, you're never going to diversify.
Absolutely. I think if you take yourself out your comfort zone, that's when you're going to learn the most about you as a jewellery maker.
Yeah, just try it. Take a leap of faith.
Absolutely. But of course, if that is something you struggle with, then this is the perfect addition to your collection, because I think this will lead you through that creative process, because, well, they're so defined, aren't they? These 5-petal flowers, they're very uniform in the shape, and they're going to be very, very popular. I mean, you can just take 2 of these, maybe colour match them. Maybe, for example, if you want to take these 2 sort of lavender pearls and set them into a pair of earring findings, they're going to fly out the door, aren't they, at a craft fair? They're the kind of things that people, you know, because they'll be more of an affordable item and very wearable, very everyday piece, those are the kind of things which you're going to find it much more easy.
Yeah. Hearts, flowers and stars are quite popular altogether as well on craft fairs.
Right. What, the combination of the shapes? Right?
Well, not necessarily the combination,
Oh, okay,
but just those shapes, and it's quite often, it might be somebody's gran buying something for a granddaughter,
yes.
And so they're naturally drawn to something like that.
Because they have a contemporary feel about them, yeah. A sort of youthfulness, if you like.
Yeah,
because
I think that's it.
The shape, yeah. They've got lots of character as well, haven't they? Naturally, if you really wanted to maximise on the profits you can make from a strand like this, they'd make gorgeous charms. So you need one there.
Word, yeah.
200 carats in total. Lots of people flying through at jewellerymaking.com. If you want to add these to your order, start dialing that free phone number, because here comes your price this evening. $7.95. It's an add it to your order price. If you've already got an order up and running, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. You can get these home for just $7.95 and use your 30-day money-back guarantee to make your final decision. 200 carats of fancy jasper, and we only have single figures of availability remaining now in your 15mm jasper 5-petal flowers. Congratulations to Marilyn, Alison, well, Alison in Berkshire, Alison in Hampshire, Anne, Natalie, you're there, Jane, Yvette, Nasri, new buyers coming through as well. We have got very, very limited stock availability on this strand. If you do want to add that to your order, it's available right now for $7.95. And one thing I haven't talked about is the huge variation of colour tones you've got here. All very earthy colour tones, but you've got your sort of golden tones, beautiful aubergine colours, your rich forest greens. Absolutely gorgeous. It's available right now for $7.95, but only while stocks last. We're going to move on. And we're going to offer you now another very organic gemstone in the form of your druzy rounds. So this is your agate rounds with your druzy crystal formations inside, and these are your frosted white druzys. So again, perfect for those classic or vintage designs, because you've got that neutral tone and then that really impressive sparkle from those crystal formations. And actually, you know, these little crystal formations have been through quite a lot. We're very lucky that these have made it through not only the sort of pressures which the gemstone will be put under when these tiny little crystals are forming, which is a feat in itself, but also to make it through the mining process, because the miners themselves will have been looking for agate potentially, and these tiny little crystals could actually be knocked off during the mining process. Fortunately, these have managed to make it through. Mother Nature has been smiling on these particular varieties. You've got 14mm rounds, and look at the sparkle. Can we go in a little bit closer? I love the way you get this little bit of sparkle. And regular collectors will already have experienced the phenomenon that is the sparkle that you get from these crystals, but unfortunately I only have a limited number available on these rounds. Now, we've seen the druzy slabs much more often than we've seen the rounds. These are going to prove to be very, very popular because, of course, very easy to incorporate your rounds into your designs, and as the light is caught on the surface of the druzys, as those little crystals pick up that light and sparkle away, again, that is what is going to get your jewellery designs noticed. 14mm rounds, giving you 480 carats in total, and here comes your price this evening. Again, $7.95, another add it to your order price. Congratulations to my regular buyers who have already come through on the phone lines. If you're sitting there, you're thinking, oh, I can't really see the crystals there, I can't really see the sparkle, get these home. It is quite delicate. You really need to have a little play with these. You need to play these in the light and see the way. I don't know if we get catching it there, the light catching those crystals, getting a little bit of sparkle. They're really, really impressive. $7.95. Another add it to your order price for another huge carat weight of a genuine gemstone. That's what we do here at Jewellery Maker. We offer you the best value on the market for some of the most popular and rare varieties of gemstones available. If you want to add that to your order, it's available right now for $7.95. I'm going to have to leave that one with you because it is now time for yet another Star Buy. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time for another Star Buy, and on this occasion we are going to bring you one of our jewellery kits. Now, the whole channel of Jewellery Maker was launched based on the concept of our jewellery making kits, which basically provide you with everything you need to get started with the hobby. So you get a variety of gemstones, you get your traditional threading materials, and you also get your findings packs. Now, when we first launched the channel, we had much more basic jewelry kits than we have now. Of course, now we have the ability to put together huge comprehensive kits, and this one is leaning towards that. The other thing that we used to have was a very uniform findings pack. It had, I think, 25 pieces of sterling silver. Now we can offer you a huge range of findings within our kits. This particular kit contains your gold-plated copper findings pack, which actually has 115 pieces inside it. But first of all, let me show you the gemstones, because that's, I think, what most people base their decision on. And when you see the gemstones in this kit, you're going to want it immediately. I know the price of the kit already, and I think that you could potentially pay the price we're going to ask for the kit for just one of the strands we have in this kit. Have a look at this. One of the big four, and you're getting 20 carats of emerald here. I love this strand. You've got a beautiful variety of colours. It's actually classified as a multi-tonal strand of emerald because you've got those sort of rich Zambian emerald tones. You've got your Colombian emerald tones in there. You've got the depth of colour you'd expect to see from a Brazilian emerald as well. So it's almost like you're travelling the world of emerald mines in one strand here. You can see the quality of the gemstones. They're very, very high end. They come from our Gems of Distinction range, and the rondelles themselves are faceted, and they range in size from 2x1mm to 5x3 in total, giving you 20 carats. Now, you don't need to use very many gemstones here to make a massive impact on your design, and of course you'll be offering your customers the chance to own beautiful emerald. We saw recently in that report in the Financial Times where the mine owners in Colombia mining emerald are demanding huge sums of money for uncut varieties of Colombian emerald. So that was it a 9-carat uncut Colombian emerald being sold for $5,000. I have put that report on my Facebook site, so if you are friends with me, or if you do want to find me, just search for Ed Presenter with a lowercase p, and you'll be able to read all about the huge rise in the prices for Colombian emerald. Now, this isn't actually Colombian emerald, but you do have a few of the gemstones on here which are displaying very, very similar colour tones. And honestly, for the price that you're going to pay for this whole kit, elsewhere you could potentially pay that for just this strand of emeralds. So this could be a very interesting and wholesale way to get emerald into your collection. And we're not going to stop there. We're also going to offer you our favourite gemstone here at Jewellery Maker over the last 2 years. As Hannah said earlier, it retained its title from 2012, and in 2013 was voted our favourite gemstone by our viewers. And I'm sure we'll be doing another award ceremony at the end of 2014. You can, if you haven't previously had the chance, you can get involved with that particular award ceremony in the voting process. But just have a look at this gorgeous labradorite. You can see exactly why it is so popular with our customers. These are incredible. They're faceted little wheels, I think that they'll be classified as. Yeah, faceted wheels, ranging in size from 6x3 to 8x3, but because of the cylindrical feel to the little wheels, combined with the faceting on the outer edge. Just have a look at the way it's bringing out the labradorescence, sorry, in a really unique way. And actually, the shape of the gemstones combined with the faceting is almost dictating the way the labradorescence moves across the surface of the gemstone. So when the light actually hits the gemstone, as the gemstone turns, you can see the way the labradorescence is moving across the surface of the gemstone. Look at that one, that's huge. Gorgeous, isn't it? As I say, they range in size from 6x3 to 8x3. So labradorite, multi-tonal emerald. Already, the price point for this whole kit is justified in just these 2 strands for me, but we don't stop there. We're bringing you another strand. Again, the faceted wheels, but this time, a bit of femininity, just to soften up those colour tones. And we're looking here at 55 carats of rose quartz, the gemstone of true love. Absolutely gorgeous femininity, those pastel pink tones there. And actually, the emerald and the rose quartz look phenomenal together. But the labradorite as well really works, don't they? These gemstones are very, very complementary to one another. And actually, the rose quartz sort of takes away the sort of dramatic colour tones that you were getting from the labradorite and emerald, and brings that softer femininity. You don't have to work with these all together. You can create multiple designs using this one kit, because of course you've got 3 different strands of gemstones, and we don't stop there, because in this kit we're also providing you with this chain. And know how popular this is. Huge links as well. These are really on trend. Now these are aluminium as the base metal, curved chain, and what kind of length have we got here? Metre? Yeah, a metre. Had to be, didn't it? Incredible. So you've got this as well, and actually all of a sudden now we're starting to feel like this has got that high-end Italian designer feel, because of the size of the links as well that you're getting from your aluminium chain, and of course that very distinctive yellow gold tone. I'm just going to have a look up here, because I'm just looking for the size of the links actually. Oh, here they are, 13 by 20 mil in size. Sorry, I couldn't remember that. But you've got a metre's worth of that chain. I mean, elsewhere, if you can source it elsewhere, how much could that cost? I've seen this being really heavily used by, you know, the really popular department stores with their fashion jewellery. Yeah. They use items like this, don't they?
Yeah, they also have it as kind of like the handle to a handbag as well. Yeah. So if you make
belts.
bags, you could do it. Yeah, and belts.
Well, yeah. I've seen that. So they're very, very on trend. So you've got 3 strands of gemstones and a metre's worth of your aluminium curved chain there. Very appropriate that you've got that gold chain, because just have a look at the threading materials that you've got here. You've got 50 meters of your gold beading thread, 6 meters of elastic, and 80 meters of your monofilament. Those are the traditional threading materials that we usually offer you with our jewellery kits. And then 115 pieces of your gold plated copper findings. A huge array of findings here, detailed findings, your essential findings as well. I think we can show you everything that we've got inside this findings kit, because you've got 3 different kinds of head pins. You've got your ball head pins, your flat head pins, and those very fine head pins. You've got your crimp bead covers, a metre of chain, your ribbon cord endings. You've got the detailed matte finish slider clasp, 2 different types of toggle clasps. You've got your shepherd hooks as well as your spacer beads as well. 115 pieces of finding for every jewellery making scenario. And actually those little spacer beads inside this kit are your little floral shapes, so your little 5-petal flowered spacer beads as well. All gold plated copper. Now it's really interesting that we can offer you that, because obviously you've got the malleability from the copper, that base metal, but very, very high end finish from the gold plating. It's going to work perfectly with the rich emerald greens here, and of course with the aluminium chain. And I think that sort of metallic shimmer that you get from your labradorite, your rose quartz, is going to allow you to sort of bring a more of a feminine vibe into the designs. Okay, we're going to have to bring the price on screen because around about half the stock's already been allocated. $24.95 is all you're going to pay for this kit. I mean, as I say, I think elsewhere you could pay it for just the emerald. Let's say that you shop from, you know, a wholesaler, a one-stop shop in many ways for your jewellery making needs. Jewellery maker. And let's say you were to source the emerald and the labradorite on any other day, I'd be expecting to pay $24.95 for just these 2 strands, and that's only from Jewellery Maker. But today, as part of your Simple Elegance jewellery kit, you can add all of this to your order for $24.95. I'm going to go over and join Hannah and see what she's been creating. Now, if you were to buy all of these items individually from our website tomorrow morning at 9 AM, it would set you back £39.20. So a huge saving. And actually, Hannah, hold the fort a second. I'm going to move these over here so that we can recap our 3-strander and so nobody gets confused. I'm back.
Ta-da!
You like that?
Yep.
Did you enjoy working with this kit?
Yeah, actually it was quite unusual. It was a challenge for me because you got the really big chunky chain and then the really delicate gemstones. So it was
quite interesting.
It was quite, you know, it's
a bit of a juxtaposition, isn't it, between the 2 sizes?
It really was. But I thought, do you know what? I've been able to make like some really chunky stuff and some really delicate stuff, but none of it looks wrong, none of it jars. So I think it's been really interesting for me. So this has been a...
So that's quite a good design brief then.
Yeah.
And that's maybe something that you can consider as a jewellery maker to be a bit of a challenge. Take yourself out your comfort zone.
Well, it's exactly what I was saying earlier. It's like take yourself out the comfort zone. I mean, for me, I'm used to using like quite chunky stuff, like personally for my own purposes, but it's quite nice to use something delicate and then whack in a really chunky chain and then just see what you get from it.
Almost going to have more of an impact, isn't it? Because,
yeah, I think
you
so.
know,
I mean,
the difference.
And because the chain, I mean, all of the links have got like the little cut in it, so you can actually separate each individual link.
It's really easy to work with then.
Yeah.
I was thinking you might have to cut them, but they'd be soft as aluminium. They're already open.
I mean, you do have to give it a bit of welly, but but
You've
at the
done it
same
with
time,
hands.
I've done it with my hands. Yeah. So I mean, it means that you can use each individual link as a component for jewellery rather than having to have a piece of chain, or if you decide that, oh, actually I've taken it too small or too few links, you can just stick it back together again, which you can't with normal chain. You can't do that with normal chain, once you've done this, I think that's quite nice. Quite
actually,
versatile.
It's almost like the golden tones from the chain and the fine in the mid, they're sort of pulling it all together,
They
isn't
do,
it?
yeah, I think they do. I mean, we've got some really pretty delicate bracelets and things down here.
You've used the little floral spaces in that design.
That is really sweet.
Exquisite. Look at that emerald, rose quartz and labradorite. You can see the way all the gemstones work together, and actually, as we're looking down on the labradorite, it's picking up the green tones from the emerald.
At home, but
there's lots of lime green labradorescence coming through as it's picking up the tones from the emerald. I'm not going to be able to show it on screen. I don't know even think it's worth attempting. It really does flatten it in the studio, and it's like, you can't. They need all these lights, Hannah, to make us look
Should we get
beautiful.
a candle light or something?
It's working perfectly. $24.95. I can tell you that well over half the stock's now been allocated. If you do want to take advantage of this deal, for me, it's a wholesale deal on, well, as I say, I wouldn't expect to get the strand of emerald anywhere else for $24.95.
I don't know where you'd shop for emerald anywhere other than here, to be fair.
Well, you might be able to find it maybe at online, but you don't necessarily know the quality you're going to get.
I couldn't nip down my local bead shop though.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
No.
And you wouldn't be able to guarantee the carat weight. You wouldn't know that it was lab tested.
You wouldn't guarantee it was emerald.
Exactly.
Would you?
Yeah, exactly. It could just be something else dyed.
Something else dyed to look like it, whereas this is the real deal.
The real deal. Genuine emerald available right now as part of this jewellery kit, and that's not all you get. I'm just going to move these beautiful designs to one side. Oh, that's very, very fashionable.
It's like proper chunky.
That is gorgeous. Look at that. So even without using any gemstones, you can make a massive statement piece of jewellery, can't you? These are gorgeous. You've got so many pieces.
And then the earrings with just the one link there as an example.
And again, that shows the way the findings and the chain and everything all work together. Yeah. Oh wow, these designs are beautiful.
Thank you.
You've made all of these in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Kind of impressive. Of course, don't feel panicked at home thinking, I can never do that. You don't need to do it in 2 hours because you're not on live TV. You've got all the time in the world to put your designs together, and actually, That's quite a fun part of the process, I imagine, sort of working out what you're going to put together.
Well, I mean, if you've got more time to plan, then you can decide. I mean, it depends if you're a planner or if you're somebody that lets things develop organically.
Yes.
But I think it's nice if you've got a little bit more time. You can make something really special.
Bit more considered in the design process because you won't be under the same pressure that you are. Yeah.
It would be interesting to see, you know, if you've got the same kit again, but make the whole lot into one piece of jewellery.
Oh wow!
That would be a real, like a showstopper wow piece.
Absolutely. But it's not that the gemstones wouldn't deserve that, because they are very prestigious. You've got your emerald, your rose quartz, gorgeous labradorite. This chain's so impressive because, well, we don't see it very often, basically.
It goes fast, doesn't it? And it is very, very popular at the moment.
So let me just count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've made 7 pieces of jewellery from a price point of $24.95. So we're talking about, what, less than £4 a piece there?
Yeah.
Don't think. I mean, that piece of jewellery alone there, emerald, labradorite, rose quartz, gold-plated findings, that in itself could make you your money back potentially. I don't know.
And the rest, yeah. Easily.
There you go then. Must be joking. Liam's, you're well underestimating it. I just said we'll make your money back. £30 bracelet at least.
Yeah, or it just depends on where you're showcasing, where you're selling your stuff. If you're at a craft fair, then it'd probably be about the £24 mark. If you were selling it in a boutique, you're probably talking £50, £60.
Right, okay, yeah. Absolutely. So
it's emerald.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about one of the big 4 after all. One of the most sought after gemstones on the planet, particularly at the moment, as you know, the prices for certain varieties of emerald rise by the day, really, because obviously once the mine owners know that they have a sought after product, they're going to drive their price up. That's just the commercial realities of being a gemstone mine owner.
It's a frenzy, isn't it? The minute people know that it's popular, like the guys that produce it obviously want to try and get as much out as fast as they can, and then whack the prices up.
And also, because it becomes more popular, it gets mined more frequently, so it becomes rarer, which drives the price. It's almost self-perpetuating, isn't it?
It'll get to the
it's
point
a very fluid industry.
Yeah, it'll get to the point where it's just, you know, they say it's like hen's teeth. You just can't find them anymore.
Can't find them anywhere, yeah, exactly. That's a very interesting ideal, actually, because who knows how long we'll be able to bring you emerald for. At the moment, we're doing quite well, but you know, in 6 months' time, you might really, really struggle to get hold of emerald. And to get it as part of one of these kits where you know you're getting everything else you need, offers you even more value.
I think the kit's incredible value for money anyway, let alone the fact that you've got the prestigious gemstones in there.
And actually, the cuts of the gemstones themselves work really well together, don't they? Because the tiny little rondelles with
really
the 2 wheels.
Actually. It's quite nice to get something that's a different kind of shape. You know, like traditionally we use like rounds and puffy coins and ovals and things like that, because I suppose they're more accessible.
Traditional,
to people.
Aren't they? Within beading work.
Yeah. So it's nice to have something a little bit more quirky.
Yeah, especially because of the way they've been faceted. You really do get that player light that you'd associate with more traditional jewellery.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous, sparkling away here. $24.95 is the price point. You can see there the really impressive gemstones and the aluminium chain. There's still people flying through on the phone lines. You can add this to your order right now for $24.95, and you also get 115 pieces of your gold-plated copper. Just have a look at the array of jewellery that Hannah was able to put together in a very short time. And actually, this is quite impressive, because this in itself is quite a statement piece, because it's one of those sort of
it's a longer line
necklaces, and then you've got the matching earrings, so that's a really impressive way to sort of upsell your items, if you like.
I do like suites of jewellery or sets of jewellery, so it's like with the earrings and the other necklace, you could wear them together, or if you wanted to with the bracelet.
Actually, those pair of earrings would go with either of these necklaces.
It's kind of like a mix and match set, isn't it? So depending on what your event is, you can either dress up or down accordingly.
So this is sort of quite an eclectic set. So you've got your daytime piece and your evening wear.
It's a day to night transition kit.
Oh, I like it. There you go. Another selling point for this kit. $24.95. I'm going to leave that one with you. Thank you so much for your inspirational designs there, Hannah. We're going to come back over later on in the show to have a look what you've done with the ruby.
Okay.
Oh, I've walked off of screen. I'm just getting in trouble there.
Okay.
I'm coming back over here. Is that all right? Okay, I'm just going to show you the superstar buy, in fact, because we have got, coming up at 8:45, gorgeous ruby. One of the big four, and Hannah is working with this right now, and I've just seen a little sneaky peek of your design, and I've just seen that you set this with gold. It looks phenomenal. It looks really, really opulent. Talking about a very distinctive strand of ruby here. Your organic nuggets, but with this really impressive polished finish, which is actually bringing out a little bit of a sort of shimmer on the surface of the rubies. It's really, really impressive. This is coming up in less than 1 hour as our superstar buy. Rich ruby red tones there, coming from one of the big four. So we've already brought you your emerald, now we're going to bring you your ruby. But earlier on in the show, we actually brought you a 3-strand pack which had very complementary colour tones. Your prehnite, your pink poppy quartz, and your black agate. And you can see here that we set Hannah a little bit of a challenge, and if you did invest in this 3-strand pack, then here's a little bit of inspiration. You can see how well these work together. Absolutely gorgeous. The colour tone's so complementary, perfect for day or night really, because you've got the pastel shades, but you've also got that feeling of sophistication from your faceted black agate. So a little bit of inspiration there, so thank you, Hannah. And loads of gemstones left. So these pieces are quite gem heavy, but you've probably only used about half the strands, haven't you?
Yep, there's loads, literally
lots
loads
of gemstones. We're going to leave that one with you, and we're going to move on. Yeah. Now we've seen some of those distinctive shaped gemstones in the form of your leaves and your flowers. Hannah was, of course, intimating that the stars and the hearts are very, very popular as well. Have a look at these. These are your puffy hearts, but in your sort of multicoloured rainbow pyrite. And we were saying that the heart shapes and the flower shapes are popular if people are shopping for, you know, teenagers and that.
Youngsters.
You can imagine these puffy hearts be really, really popular because of the finish that you've got on the gemstones. When I traditionally think about pyrite, I always think of fool's gold, and I'm looking for that sort of metallic tone. But whenever I speak to designers about the pyrite, they always want the rainbow coated pyrite.
Yeah.
What's the advantage of working with these?
Well, it's another one that just bounces the light around again. So it's another one. You can pick out any of the colours that you get from like your rainbow colours.
I'm beginning to learn now that a lot of the design process is about matching the colour tones within the gemstone.
Kind of. I mean, if you put that with rose quartz, it would pick out more of the pink tones.
Fuchsias,
but
yeah.
you know, if you wanted to, you could put that with a malachite, even a really dark green colour, because you've got the dark greens in there. Absolutely. It's quite versatile. So
it's about the design scope you've got, really, the amount of creative opportunities that the gemstone offers you.
Absolutely.
And again, with these you can go really elaborate and you can match it up with a variety of different gemstones, or of course you can keep it simple. You could make this a real profit maker because you could add these to pairs of shepherd hooks and create pairs of earrings that are going to fly out the door, and they'll be very affordable. I mean, I think this is a strand potentially for people who maybe are just starting to sell their designs. They love jewellery making as a hobby, maybe, you know, the school summer fates, things like that, where people aren't going to go there with a huge amount of disposable income. But the price you're going to pay for this strand alone, if you create pairs of earrings, and you know, once one little girl in the class has bought one, every single mum in the hall's going to have to go and buy a pair. You could potentially sell these at, what, £2.50 a pair of earrings? Yeah,
and you could do little macrame bracelets as well. They're very popular with the girls.
Heart-shaped.
And boys alike, actually.
Multicoloured pyrite. Absolutely. That is going to be a winner, isn't it? $7.95 is the add it to your order price for this incredible strand of rainbow pyrite. Oh, or is it? I hear my producer say.
Ooh.
He's down to $5.95 now. As if $7.95 wasn't already the best value on the market. Producer Liam, very, very generous this evening. He's giving you a reduction. These are now $5.95, and add it to your order price, particularly if you've already got a P&P up and running and there are a large number of people adding these to their basket at jewellerymaker.com. If you want to take advantage of this deal, you know what to do. Either click to buy now or do what Elaine has done. Pick up that phone and dial the free phone number. She's bought 2 strands of this. I've got lots of people multi-buying now. If you want to add this to your order, it is available for $5.95, but only for the next 60 minutes or so, at which point they're going to return to the original price of $7.95, which is already unbelievable value when you consider the amount of profit you could make off these beautiful heart-shaped rainbow pyrites. I'm going to leave that on with you and we're going to move on. I'm going to move on now to beautiful multi-beryl. One of the most prestigious gemstone families. Now this is the gemstone family that emerald belongs to, and it's got some very impressive sister stones. Beautiful femininity from your morganite. You've got beautiful goshenite here offering you that clarity, and then have a look at the sky blue tones that you get from your gorgeous aquamarine. So it's a bit of a family reunion, this strand. You've got nearly every member of the beryl family on one strand, and you've got a really organic feel to the gemstones. These are natural, organic nuggets, but they have been faceted to enhance the overall look of the gemstone. $85 carats in total, and the nuggets themselves range in size from 12 by 8 to 18 by 10. I mean, these are potentially going to make fantastic wirework rings, actually, aren't they? I'm just thinking about, you know, creating a really organic look, but a showcase piece. I mean, an aquamarine ring like that, that'd look gorgeous. Let's have a look at our price point this evening. Whoa, $7.95. That's incredible. Just have a look at the kind of carat weights that you're going to achieve with this strand. I mean, that huge aquamarine alone. And you've got those slight inclusions in the gemstone, again providing with all that character and texture to your designs. Absolutely gorgeous. It's flying out the door, and it's probably because of the incredible price. But just have a look at the saturation of colour on this morganite here. Beautiful femininity. I mean, that gemstone alone should be $7.95, shouldn't it? The whole strand of beryl here, these organic faceted nuggets available right now. They add it to your order price of $7.95, and you can offer your customers the chance to own gemstones which have been exclusively sold by Tiffany's, and you can do it at very, very affordable prices. 85 carats of beryl are available right now for $7.95. I'm going to leave that on with you because it is now time for us to launch yet another Star Buy. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time for another Star Buy, and on this occasion we are going to be launching a premier strand of gemstones, something we've never seen before, and it's actually a very rare gemstone, something that we don't see, well, very frequently here on Jewellery Maker. Beautiful Scapolite. Now, Scapolite comes in a range of colour tones, ranging from sort of colourless or lemon toned Scapolite all the way up to these rich red and purple tones that you can see on this strand, and those are probably more rarer varieties when you get the richer colour tones. And Scapolite is actually named after the Greek word for rod, scapo, because of the way in which the crystals actually form in a sort of rod-like formation. Now again, these have been classified as hearts. I must get on to somebody about this. These are top drilled drops. They don't have that indentation on the base of the gemstone. Although, you know, you can understand where these are a little bit closer to hearts than usual because they are quite broad at the base, but without the indentation, I don't think the classification is really accurate. So always want to be honest with you, and I would say these are top drilled drops. I love the variation of colour tones here because they're very earthy, they're very versatile. They're going to work with virtually any other gemstone because you've got a very neutral feeling to the colour tones. And actually, when you look on the surface of the gemstone, you almost, oh wow, I don't know if I'll be able to highlight, but you've got, again, you've got this sort of shimmer. Oh yeah, you can see it. Good, that's good. You see the way that's moving around on the surface of the gemstone? Almost like a cat's eye-like effect. And that is actually an optical property that Scapolite does possess, but you very rarely find it. But we've managed to find it here with this particular variety. So very, very high quality and rare variety of Scapolite here. You've got some of the rarest colour tones, and you've got this beautiful schiller on the surface of the gemstone. Not something you'll see on every variety of Scapolite that we can bring to you. 70 carats here, and the drops themselves range in size from 8 to 13 mil. And you 70 carats in total. Now this is a start-buy opportunity, never been seen before, a premiere strand, and as a result we are going to be able to offer you an exclusive launch price this evening. There are already people getting involved on the phone lines, and it is of course a free phone number, and there are even people allocating more than one strand of this to their baskets at jewellerymaker.com. Now this is a really interesting gemstone, as I say, quite rare, not something we'll be able to bring you every day, and when we do, we're probably more likely to find the paler lemon tones of Scapolite. To find these rich red and purple colours is very, very rare. But the beauty of finding the rarer varieties is that we have been able to display this beautiful schiller on the surface of the gemstone, that cat's eye-like effect, which is going to enhance your jewellery designs by providing you with that beautiful optical property. We are going to bring you an exclusive launch price this evening. Congratulations to everybody who's already got involved on the phone lines. That's the way to shop from us here at Jewellery Maker. You can always put the phone down, but once it's sold out, it has gone forever. 70 carats of Scapolite, and here comes your exclusive launch price for this premiere strand of gorgeous Scapolite. $9.95 is all you're going to pay this evening. I can't guarantee it's going to stay at this price. This is one of the most impressive opportunities of the evening. One of the rarest gemstones I've brought you all night here on Jewellery Maker, and it's that rarity that's going to feed in to the kind of price points you can achieve on your Scapolite jewellery. The other consideration with this gemstone for me is that it works so well with the organic ruby we've got coming up as our superstar buy in under 1 hour's time. So just have a look at the way these gemstones actually complement one another in terms of their colour tones. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, Hannah, you worked with Scapolite much as a gemstone?
I think I've only ever used it once before, and it was ages ago, like years in fact, but it wasn't anything like that in colour, and it was more kind of rough pieces as well.
I know the one. Yeah.
So much more kind of earthy. That looks more high end, to be fair.
Absolutely. And you've actually got that polished finish
Yeah.
on the gemstone, so it does come across being really, really high end, particularly with that little schiller. Did you see that? Absolutely gorgeous. You see that? Sort of the same effect you get on tiger's eye or cat's eye.
Yeah, I think that would look really nice if you got some I'd probably go for gold findings again, but maybe some smoky quartz or something like that to break it up a bit.
Yes.
But
then you sort of feed into those sort of earthy colour tones.
Yeah, you're still going for the warm earthy tones, but you know, just a little bit different perhaps.
Absolutely incredible look from this gemstone. We're going to have to leave that one with you. We're going to a quick break. When we return, the final hour of the late show, including the launch of that incredible strand of ruby. So don't go away. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
It was here almost 650 years ago in Amir where King Jai Singh first laid the foundations that was to become one of the world's most famous walled cities, Jaipur. The The city of Jaipur, commonly known as the Pink City, is now taking centre stage for gemstone cutting and trading. It's here in the bursting heart of the walled city that our gems of distinction strands are cut, faceted and polished. So, how do you get a pile of tourmaline that looks like this into a gorgeous strand that looks like this? So when you've got a pile of tourmaline like this, it's going to be made into gemstone beads. First of all, each one of these gemstones need to be inspected. A line is then drawn down the middle of the gemstone or wherever the gem is going to be faceted, and it's then taken behind us and then faceted into these rough gem shapes. Once each gemstone has been cut into the amount of pieces it needs to be, it's then time to shape the gemstones. These gentlemen are working on anything from a round to a pear shape, pretty much any cut imaginable. The next process is polishing and faceting, and this takes a huge amount of skill. It can take years for a lapidrist to be able to facet like this, and each one of the gemstones can take up to 10 minutes to cut. A really lengthy but incredible process. The next stage of the process is really interesting. This is where each one of the gemstones is drilled. And what Sanjay's doing here is putting a drill through faceted beads of black tourmaline. The next stage after drilling is then to get the gemstones sorted into their appropriate colours and sizes. This can be a really, really lengthy process. Once the gemstones are sorted into different colours and sizes, they're then arranged into these strands and made into strands like this. Now each one of these gemstones could have gone through a 30 to 40 minute process to arrive on a strand like this. It's really quite incredible. If there's one thing that my time in India has taught me, it's the hours of dedicated time that goes into making each one of the gemstones we sell on Jewellery Maker.
If you love classic jewellery, then why not come and join guest designer Gemma Crow on our vintage workshop. Gemma will guide you through various beading and wirework techniques which will inspire you to create timeless designs from a bygone era. The full course includes a selection of wire, a selection of findings and charms, a bead scoop, use of all relevant tools and equipment, a buffet lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and a visit to our gemstone museum. All of this for just $69.95. Have a blast from the past and take home some amazing designs. For further information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Welcome back to the final hour of the late show this evening here on Jewellery Making. My name's Ed. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if you have just tuned in, you've come at the right time, because we are going to be launching our superstar buy in just over half an hour's time. It is this incredible strand of ruby, one of the big four, and just have a look at the colour tones you've got here combined with that beautiful polished finish. And actually, I'm also joined by the amazingly talented Hannah Osborne. She's working with this strand as we speak. I can see your design. It looks beautiful. So we're going to provide you with a little bit of inspiration on this strand as well. But I only have a limited number available. If you want to get involved with that strand, start dialing the second we bring the code on screen, and that will put you to the front of the queue. I'd hate for anyone to miss out on this strand just purely because they dialed through too late. As soon as the code hits the screen, start dialing. As soon as the price point hits the screen, you'll know exactly whether this is the one for you. And I can tell you that this strand of gorgeous rubies will be launched this evening at under £20. So if you do want to add that to your order, it's coming up in around about half an hour, and in just 20 minutes time or so, we'll be bringing you this incredible combination of iolite and amazonite. Very sort of nautical feel to it, I believe. Actually, it's called the Ocean Bundle. So there you go, you can just see the variation of colour tones that you've got there. Those sort of lagoon blues and then those rich violet tones as well. This is coming up in 20 minutes time, and I can tell you right now that this star buy offer is going to be a buy one get one free deal. So if you want to get the best possible value on our very high-end gemstones, then that could be the deal for you. Before that, we're going to try and find and add it to your order price for each and every one of you, and we're starting now with gorgeous white labradorite. Now, we don't see this very often, but now we've had 2 strands in one show. Just have a look at this. I described it earlier on this evening as sort of a combination of 3 different gemstones. It almost looks like black rutile quartz on the face of it, but then as we move the gemstone, you get that sort of blue adulations that you'd normally associate with rainbow moonstone in the form of your labradorescence. So it really is encapsulating the beauty of 3 different gemstones in one look here. Now these are your top drilled drops. They're irregular drops and they're faceted. They look absolutely beautiful because those facets are just catching the light and allowing that labradorescence to come through. Really, really good. You get a real dramatic feel from the 2-toned colours on your labradorite here. That monochrome effect. As we go a little bit closer to the gemstone and we start to experience that optical property, hopefully I can bring to you and display that in the studio lighting. Once again, the studio lights are scuppering my attempts to highlight the amazing optical effect, which is quite frustrating because I can see it on each and every gemstone here. 85 carats in total, and I can tell you right now that if you have got a P&P up and running and you want to use your 30-day money-back guarantee so that you can experience the labradorescence for yourself, then start dialing that free phone number right now, because we are going to offer you an exclusive price reduction on this strand of white labradorite. A Gems of Distinction strand represents the best possible quality we can source for you. We've already got people flying through at jewellerymaker.com, and that's before we've dropped the price. Let's have a look at our exclusive reduction, which will be available for the next 60 minutes. Wow, down to $6.95 once again. Producer Liam giving you the equivalent of your P&P back in your pocket here and giving you an add it to your order price for what is one of our most high-end strands of labradorite. Beautiful, top drilled, faceted drops of white labradorite here. Should be $9.95, and in 59 minutes or so it will return to that price point, which already represents the best value on the market. But right now you can add it to your order for just $6.95. Lots of people taking advantage of that deal, and don't forget, just because we're giving you a price reduction, that doesn't affect your 30-day money-back guarantee in any way. You can still get this home, and that's when the decision-making process begins. Once you've seen this in the flesh, once you've matched it up with other gemstones which you maybe intend to work with. So congratulations to Anne, Julie, Sarah, Yvette, Marion, Paula, Debbie, Isabel, Sarah, Nancy, Maureen, Eleanor, Supriya. Lots of very familiar names coming through now, making the most of their 1 P&P per day. And if you want to add this to your order, we've got people buying 2s and 3s of this at the price reduction of $6.95. Should be $9.95, so you can take advantage of that deal right now, but only for the next 60 minutes. We're going to move on, and we're going to bring you now some beautiful banded agate here. Got a real variation of colour tones here. So you've got your sort of pastel shades of green, you've got your turquoise tones, you've got your sky blues as well. In fact, you know what? This is the perfect accompaniment to this oceanic bundle that we've got coming up in just 15 minutes time. So that's your Amazonite droplet, that's your Iolite droplets, and in between the 200 carats of turquoise banded agate. Again, the beauty of working with a gemstone like this is the character it's going to provide you for your jewellery designs. Each and every gemstone is going to be completely individual because of that unique banding on the surface of the gemstone. You know what, Director Ben just makes a great point. Because of the value that we offer you here on Jewellery Maker, and you do actually see this, you know, if you had like sort of an ornamental glass bowl, Ben was saying you wouldn't even need to actually create a piece of jewellery working with these gemstones. You could actually just cut the strand up and have these just set in the glass bowl. You do see that, don't you? How does that? Do you know what we're talking about there, Hannah?
Yeah, Mark Smith does things like that, doesn't he? He has strands of gemstones that he just keeps because they're beautiful. Yeah. You know, you have to be a bit of a connoisseur, but I mean, you could. You know, you get these little Zen garden things, don't you? With like some white sand and a few. I
just remember my mum used to have like a bowl of little. I think they were probably just glass.
Yeah.
But you could actually have genuine gemstones if you wanted, couldn't you?
Well, I mean, a lot of people think that you know, there's healing properties and things to stones. So.
Oh, of course, yeah.
There you go. There's a good reason to have
people
them.
Sort of do. Sort of buy into the myth and legend, the folklores attached to gemstones. That could be a really interesting idea, because one of the things which agate is associated with, in terms of sort of folklore and legend, I'm not saying this is scientifically accurate, but if people believe in the healing powers of gemstones, it's believed that agate can actually cure insomnia. So maybe if you don't have very many sleep, you know, if you have sleepless nights, maybe bring the bowl up to bed with you and that might help you. I'm not sure, but you know, some people really, really do believe in the power of crystal healing and that side of things, don't they? So if that's you, yeah, well, actually, I guarantee you a bowl of agate wouldn't help mine.
No, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. Daddy.
Would you like some agate, son? 200 carats of turquoise banded agate here, 18 by 13 mil in size. Let's have a look at the current price on our website. Currently available for $7.95. And again, it's not always about the sort of history attached to a gemstone. Sometimes it's all about the incredible colour tones. $5.95, and you can work with some of these sort of elusive turquoise tones, because obviously we do find it difficult to source genuine turquoise, don't we?
Yeah.
But of course you can create the exact same look because you've got very distinctive banding. You've got quite a significant size. They're 18 by 13 mil. I mean, these could quite easily form a gorgeous pendant. It's available right now for $5.95, another added to your order price, and some people are buying 2s, even 3s of this particular strand now that we've taken it down to that clearance price. So if you do want to get involved, you know what to do. Dial that free phone number or click to buy now on jewellerymaker.com. Only available at that price for the next 60 minutes or more likely while stocks last. I'm going to leave it on with you. We're going to move on. And we're going to move on now to gorgeous coated pyrite. And when you see the colour tone you've got here, I'm thinking that these would form beautiful leaves. So now we have classified these as teal, and I don't think it is teal. It's more of a pastel green, isn't it?
That's like pistachio almost.
That's exactly the colour tone. I wasn't going to come up with that. So it's actually more of a sort of pastel tone. Nice pistachio green, that's a great way to describe it. Really impressive actually, because the way it's been faceted, you still get that metallic shimmer that you'd associate with pyrite and fool's gold, but of course you've got a little bit more design scope potentially with the green tone. I actually think these they look like little leaves, don't they? Little faceted leaves. So if you do like to create floral motifs, these would work perfectly within those designs. They actually range in size from 10 by 6 to 15 by 8, so you've got your marquee shape here, 95 carats in total, very versatile strand, and of course maybe you don't intend to use these as leaves, but the beauty of working with a gemstone like pyrite is it allows you to have a metallic feel within your designs without having to part with the kind of money you would for precious metals like silver and gold. So that's one design alternative that the pyrite offers you. If you do want to get involved, then start dialing that free phone number. Here comes your add it to your order price for a Gems of Distinction strand of coated pyrite, $7.95. Absolutely unbelievable price point this evening. If you've already got a P&P up and running, then you can add this to your order right now. No additional postage and packaging costs, and it's available right now for $7.95. Very, very impressive look. Very distinctive feel here, because you've got that traditional checkerboard faceting on the surface of the gemstone combined with that rich pastel green tone. If you want to add that to your order, it's available right now for $7.95. I'm going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. Ooh, these are gorgeous. These are like little icicles, actually. These are your clear quartz, but in your plain slabs. Absolutely gorgeous. You've got that beautiful clarity from the gemstones themselves. I mean, you can imagine these. In fact, imagine if you could just turn this upside down. It's almost a tiara design all on its own. Absolutely. That's mainly because of the graduation in sizes. They range from 10 by 5 to 26 by 3. So you've got the sort of the centre stone as your largest one, and then you could graduate them out. Or just a really elegant necklace. Again, as evening wear potentially.
It's like the ice cream, isn't it?
Beautiful clarity. Clear quartz here, 130 carats in total. Again, I suppose this is one of those strands that gives you lots of design scope because of the neutral tone. They'll go with any other gemstones. Despite the fact that you've got this irregularity on the cut, they still look really, really elegant, don't they?
Yeah, I think they do. I mean, that's probably one that you want to let someone like Laura Binding loose with, you know, a bit of a wire wrapping guru.
Oh, right, okay.
Because I think you could make a real sort of theatrical piece with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, just even if you didn't use any other gemstones with it, just that and some maybe some silver wire or something, I think that would be really stunning.
There's a real sort of feeling of drama attached to the gemstones, aren't there? I think it is really because of the irregularity. That's interesting, isn't it? Because I think, you know, if Master Jeweller got hold of this, they wouldn't, oh, none of that can be set into gold or silver, not interested. But actually, as jewellery makers, because we're looking for that character, that texture that we've been discussing, these are perfect. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to give you yet another price reduction this evening here on The Late Show. Don't forget, all of the reductions you've seen are only available for 60 minutes. There's already lots of people coming through at jewellerymaker.com. Congratulations, because this is the price you can currently see for the strand, $7.95. That's not going to be your price this evening. As producer Liam is feeling generous, he's taking it down to $5.95. Another add it to your order price, and people are flying in on the phone lines. If you want to get involved, it's available right now for $5.95. That gorgeous drama that you get from these irregular cut slabs of clear quartz, but again, so many different design opportunities. I mean, you could just rely on the graduation in the sizes and restrand that to create a really elegant necklace design, or of course, like Hannah was describing, you could really go to town and create some intricate wirework pieces using this gemstone. 130 carats of clear quartz, available right now for $5.95, but it's only available at that price point for the next 60 minutes, at which point it's going to return to $7.95, which already represents the best value on the market. If you do want to add that to your order though, I wouldn't sort of think to myself, I've got 59 minutes, because the phone lines are very, very busy this evening, particularly now that we've offered you that really impressive price reduction. They've been taken down to $5.95. We're going to leave that one. We're going to move on because I picked up the wrong one. We're going to now bring you another strand of chalcedony again. Beautiful variety, but we've sort of enhanced it by giving it this almost pearlescent-like coating. Brings out a sort of more of a lavender tone to the blue colours here. Again, these are statement-sized gemstones, wouldn't you say, Hannah?
Yeah, I mean, they almost look like it's sort of molten or perhaps wet, if like,
Yeah,
for want of a
they
better
do,
word.
they do,
I mean,
don't they?
they've got a real glistening sort of quality to
That's
them.
that coating, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
you
really
don't get
does.
that without the coating, I don't think.
No, it's almost like a waxy lustre, isn't it? As you say.
Really
oh,
high shine though.
Absolutely, that's really on trend, isn't it? Because you get that with things like, you know, your Murano glass and things like
Yeah.
that, which are really popular at the moment. And you only really need one of these to make a massive impact. Maybe a pendant.
Yeah, I would say take that apart and use them all as pendants.
Yeah.
Or earring and pendant sets.
So you could use the smaller ones,
Yeah,
which
not
are
so heavy ones.
25 by 12 mil, and then save the larger elongated ones,
For
which
the
are
drama.
44 by 18 as pendants.
Yeah.
Really, really impressive strand. Again, it comes from our Gems of Distinction range, and you know, we were discussing the idea that lots of jewellery makers do sort of lean towards the crystal healing properties or the folklore attached to gemstones.
Yeah, you can't help it. You get drawn in.
Chalcedony, though, perfect for jewellery makers because it's believed to stimulate creativity.
Oh, there you
There
go.
you go. So if that is something that you're interested in, chalcedony could be the gemstone for you. Of course, I'm not telling anybody to buy it for that reason, because we don't know that there's any scientific basis in that. But if that's something that you feel strongly about, if that's something that sort of helps you make your decision when it comes to gemstones, this could be the perfect accompaniment for any jewellery maker. Beautiful blue colour coated chalcedony. Really, really significant sizes, but I think most of us are in agreement that it's all about that coating that's enhancing the look of the gemstone. It's providing you with that sort of lustre. Absolutely gorgeous, really, really elegant feel here, and very versatile colour tone. We were saying earlier how popular the blues and the purples are when people are investing in jewellery designs.
It's a beautiful colour, it really is.
Going to go with a lot of outfits, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a colour, it'll go with a lot of things. Blue is a very easy colour to match with almost anything
Okay.
else. There's not a lot that will clash, if anything, with blue.
Okay,
So,
so there you go.
yeah.
You can let your imagination run wild with your blue gemstones then. Here comes your price point this evening for this Gems of Distinction strand of coated chalcedony, $9.95. Another added to your order price when you consider what you're getting here, and actually, once again, it would work perfectly with our next star buy, that Ocean Hues. But look at that. There you've got a real sort of range of blue tones there, haven't you? And from those sort of lagoon blues to the rich powder blues, and then those violet tones coming through from your highlights. So that is the perfect accompaniment if you do intend to take advantage of our next star buy. You can add this to your order right now for $9.95, and if you are on the phone lines for this particular strand, then stay exactly where you are, because we're about to do that Ocean Hues star buy. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time now for the final star buy of the evening. The reason I say that is that the ruby does fall into the category of super star buy. Let down. Cameraman Dan.
What's up?
I said super star buy.
Haven't done it in ages.
Too busy flirting with Hannah. Ocean Hues here as part of your top drilled drops. Just have a look at these gorgeous colour tones. Look at this, 100 carats of Amazonite. Elongated pairs once again. They range in size from 18 by 8 to 38 by 9, so again, really significant sizes. Again, I think they're probably going to lean towards being used as feature pendants and earrings, perhaps.
put them all together and do like a really dramatic kind of peacock themed like bib necklace.
Yeah.
It would be massive, but be fantastic.
Because of the shape, they almost
Yeah.
are sort of feather-like, aren't they,
Yeah,
as well?
like feathers.
Absolutely fantastic. I'll just bring those chalcedonies back into the picture, just so we can get an idea of what we're talking about then. That is a fantastic idea, actually, because you also get your highlights. There's a real range of colour tones then. Now, as part of this bundle, you're not getting the chalcedony. That was the last offer I'm just going to take that away for now, and we're going to have a little bit of a look at these two gemstone strands. And it is going to be the equivalent of buy one, get one free as part of this bundle, because you've got this beautiful Eye-Light, very, very prestigious gemstone. You've got those violet hues coming through here from your elongated drops. On this particular strand, they range from 12 by 6 to 29 by 9, so you've got some of those more subtle sizes there. So those would make perfect earrings, wouldn't they? Those little droplets there. And actually, you could use the Amazonite as your pendant and the Eye-Light as your earrings. Those would work together, wouldn't they? Absolutely gorgeous. Very prestigious gemstones here, very sought after the world over. Beautiful Amazonite with those pastel shades as well. Maybe you have completely different ideas of how you're going to work with the two individual strands. Maybe you're going to incorporate the Amazonite into your spring collection, maybe the Eye-Light for your evening wear, because you've got that dramatic sense from the violet tones. Again, it's almost like a storm cloud, isn't it, the Eye-Light?
I was just thinking, you know, you get these sort of Indian headdresses, and you can have like
Yes,
the pendant kind of as
droplet
like the Indian
sort of drop
thing.
down,
Yeah, that would look quite striking, I guess is the
Now
word.
that is a good idea,
Yeah.
because do you know what? We're always talking about bridal wear, and we never really consider different cultural, you know, ideas
Headpieces,
within
yeah.
your headpieces, do we?
Yeah.
Because they're really, really popular, aren't they, at Indian weddings? And
Oh yeah,
yeah, they always have those sort of elaborate
they have
headdresses, don't they?
fantastic
I
jewellery,
mean,
fantastic fabrics. Like Indian weddings are amazing.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen a little glimpse of that with the sari silks, for example, because those are
Yes.
sort of the offcuts, aren't they?
Yeah.
But when you actually see the actual
Put it all
ensembles
together.
put together, they are really, really impressive, aren't they? So that's a great idea. That's something that we haven't always considered when we're talking about our top drilled drops, the way these fit into different cultural bridal wear. So that's a great idea. Ocean hues here. You've got your Amazonite and Eye-Light. And that gives you 250 carats in total. 100 carats of Amazonite and 150 carats of your Eye-Light. Now, if you were to buy these separately any other day, they would cost you the best part of £25. But today, we are going to give you a buy one, get one free offer. Let's have a look at our star buy price this evening for our Ocean Hues bundle. $14.95. That's the price you'd normally pay for your Gems of Distinction Eye-Light. But today, you can have your Gems of Distinction Amazonite as part of this price point as well. Buy your Eye-Light, get your Amazonite for free. Lots of people getting involved with this particular deal. Lots of familiar names up there making the most of their 1p&p per day, and lots of multi-buyers. Whenever we bring you a wholesale deal like this, that's your cue to multi-buy these strands. Ocean Hues featuring Eye-Light drops and Amazonite drops available right now for $14.95, and we've had some sort of original inspiration there from Hannah as how you can integrate these into a range of different cultural designs. So really impressive look there. $14.95, and of course the very popular blue tones there as part of this bundle as well. $14.95. I'm gonna have to leave that one with you because coming up in just 10 minutes time now is, oh dear, you know, Mother Nature spends
a lot of time on
yeah, no, hundreds of thousands of years creating them, and then I slam them around. Sorry. Just have a look at this super star buy coming up in about 15 minutes time. One of the big four, 120 carats of gorgeous ruby. As we've already been saying, we've got a really individual finish on these gemstones. Really impressive way that these have been polished, bringing out gorgeous shillip. It's really evident on this gemstone here, actually, the way it's catching the light. See that? Absolutely gorgeous. It's coming up in 10 to 15 minutes time. You're not going to want to miss out on the exclusive launch price I have for gorgeous ruby there. We're going to move on though. We're going to fit in as many deals as we can. Oh my word. This is seriously impressive. This is the kind of colour tone that you want to see when you think of genuine sapphires. Unfortunately, I only have single figures of availability. Love the colour tones here. You've almost got a range, haven't you? You've got tanzanite blues, then you've got your Salon sapphire blues ranging into those sort of midnight blues as well. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, This, for me, is jewellery quality sapphire. Faceted rondelles. They range in size from 2x1 to 4x2. So these are the sort of delicate, high-end gemstones. I know that some people are a little bit intimidated by working with the faceted rondelles, but if you have got hold of any of those very fine head pins, even I created a piece of jewellery working with the rondelles and those head pins. They go through these smaller drill holes, and you don't need a lot of these gemstones to make a massive impact, because the facetting on the gemstones allows these to sparkle in a very, very sophisticated way. Of course, these are one of the big four, and this is the colour tone I think most people associate with sapphires. Now, you have got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you're umming and ahhing, you're thinking, not sure how I'll incorporate them into my designs, get them home. That's when your decision-making process begins. 35 carats of one of the most exquisite strands of sapphires we've ever brought you. Half the stock's already been allocated before we've even brought the price on screen, so congratulations if you have already come through. Let's get the price on screen for the last in stock of this incredible strand of sapphire, $24.95. Am I right in thinking that I launched this on a morning show? No? No, I got it totally wrong. Do you know, I've just seen a very similar strand then, and I think we offered it to you at the same price, $24.95. I mean, it's seriously impressive. It's another profit maker really, isn't it? Because you only need to use about, what, say 10 gemstones on a pair of shepherd hooks, sapphire earrings. I'm going to leave that one with you because it looks like that's going to be a sellout. I'm going to move on to the rose quartz gold plated chain. Now that's got to be 1 metre in total. We launched the amethyst variety last night, and the night before we brought you the mandarin garnet. Check out the femininity you've got from this very subtle pink hue on your rose quartz chain. Oh, once again, we only have single figures of availability, so you know what to do. Start dialing right now. Really interesting idea actually, because I've always thought of the rose quartz being quite delicate, normally set into silver, but actually with the gold it looks beautiful, doesn't it? Like these?
I think it's nice.
Do you work with the gemstone chain, Reverend, or have yours missed out?
I have done, but yeah, quite often I do miss out. But I think it's a really nice thing to do with that is if you've got one of those earring findings that's got lots of loops on it.
Oh yes.
Well, instead of using them as earrings, use it as a necklace and then have a multi-stranded.
So you could have it sort of graduating in size the lengths, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could do that, or you could have a big swathe of it, or you could have like chandelier earrings.
So again, lots of design scope with the strands, particularly when you get this much of it, because you've got 1 metre here. Yep. 1 metre. I could probably skip with that. I won't, but I probably could. FUDL64 is the code you're going to need. The reason I give you that immediately is because if you're phoning up, you've got a lot of competition. We've got 9 of these chains available. Beautiful rose quartz, little faceted rondelles, which are approximately 3 mil in size, giving you 30 carats of beautiful rose quartz, the gemstone of true love, or with gold plated sterling silver chain. Let's get the price on screen for the final 9 in stock. $21.95, and you can imagine the sort of elegance this is going to add to your designs. In fact, I was saying with the mandarin garnet, if you just wanted to make the most of it, you could actually make like little just extender chains, so you only need tiny little lengths and it will really enhance the design.
Yeah, I mean, if you're selling jewellery again, it's like if you have a little piece of that on the back of your necklace. Yeah. It's all about the finish. Like the better the finish, then the better the quality of the whole piece.
And then, of course, that allows you to maybe justify those higher price points as well, because of course you've got even got gemstone carat weight in the extender chain. So it's those little attention to detail.
It's all the little bits that count.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, there's already people flying through at jewellerymaker.com. We've only got 6 remaining in stock, and it's available right now for $21.95. This is second bite of the cherry and could be a sellout item tonight. Gorgeous rose quartz rondelles set into gold plated sterling silver chain, and you've got 1 metre of it. It's going to go an awfully long way, but we only have 5 remaining in stock. If you want to add that to your order, these are the last few we have, and it's available right now for for $21.95. We're going to move on now to beautiful blue topaz. Now these are these icy sky blues, which are probably the most popular colour tones that you're going to find being used by jewellers on the high street when they're setting topaz into sterling silver and of course gold designs as well. Just have a look at this. In fact, I would say if you want to do your own research, just put topaz jewellery into your search engine right now and every single design that comes up is going to be this icy blue tone. This has to be the most popular variety that's being used on the open jewellery market. And just have a look at the finish on these gemstones. Beautifully polished rondelles. They range in size from 6x3 to 9x4, and you can see that high-end finish there and the way the gemstones have been enhanced by that polished effect that you get with these topaz. They come from our Gems of Distinction range and they offer you fantastic brilliance because of the way they've been cut. And if you don't know about our Gems of Distinction range, basically over the last 4 years we've expanded our array of knots. We now have buying offices all over the world, one of which is situated in Jaipur, which is the premier location for gemstone sourcing in the world right now, and that allows us to source the best possible quality, and because we're on the ground there in Jaipur we can get you the best possible rates, and that allows us to bring you very, very sought after gemstones. I mean, it's a seriously competitive market trying to source blue topaz. You know, we're up against some of the biggest design houses in the world, and of course we pride ourselves on offering the best value available. Gems of Distinction quality blue topaz, 95 carats in total, and here comes your price point this evening, $11.95. Now this gives you the opportunity to offer your customers, your clients, the same gemstones that they're going to see on the high street. But actually, it's not just the high street jewellers that are using topaz heavily within their designs. You know, you can find, even here at Gems TV recently, I did a little bit of research into blue topaz, and they were setting it into 9 carat gold, accenting it with diamonds, and I think there was a 5.6 carat topaz set into 9 carat gold with diamonds. It was £277. You see that Gems TV prides itself on offering you the best value on the market as well. So £277, quite a conservative price point for what they were offering you. But of course, that goes to show you that your customers are potentially going to be prepared to part with 3-figure sums to get this variety of topaz into their collection. You can add to your order right now for $11.95. Phenomenal opportunity to own one of the most popular gemstones available on the market. Right now you can add it to your order for $11.95. Totally ridiculous. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 years ago when I was a sales manager of the channel, probably wouldn't have ever thought about us getting hold of topaz. It's not something we had back in the day, was it, Hannah?
No, not just to have, you know, if it was on our sister channel, pre-made jewellery, but not as a loose strand.
Absolutely incredible opportunity. That just goes to show the way we've expanded over the last few years, and now we can bring you topaz for $11.95. We're going to move on. We're going to offer you this gold coated chalcedony. Absolutely phenomenal. This actually resembles the carnelian that we launched a couple of weeks ago. You know, the one that sold out really, really quickly. And Laura had created a really intricate sort of wirework pendant, which she was actually showing off last night. She actually brought it in with her. But that's the kind of idea that you could recreate using these gemstones, because they're very, very similar finish to them. So you've got that sort of tangerine base tone, but then you've got the golden shimmer from the coating on the gemstones themselves. 100 carats in total. These are your top drilled drops, your pear-shaped drops in fact, ranging in size from 14 by 11 to 20 by 13. And here comes your price point this evening for this incredible strand of chalcedony. Under £10, once again, a real profit maker, because you can create those matching sets of droplet earrings and pendants, or of course you could use each and every one as a feature pendant, couldn't you? Love these golden tones. It really does have a feeling of elegance and opulence whenever you see that golden shiller across the surface of a gemstone. You like this particular strand?
Yeah, I was just thinking it goes with a couple of the strands we saw earlier. You know, we put the pearls and the
absolutely.
orange.
The peach pearls, you mean?
Yeah,
and
the
the carnelian
peach pearls and the
droplets,
carnelian together, and that's another strand
This
that would go
be-
beautifully
that could be
with
the
those.
pendant, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's available right now for $9.95. If you want to get involved, you know what to do. Start dialing that free phone number or click to buy now on jewellerymaker.com. I'm going to leave that one with you. It does come from our Gems of Distinction range. Are we going to fit one more deal in before our superstar buy? No. It's superstar buy time! Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time now for the final opportunity of the evening, or should I say shopportunity of the evening. And if you've already got a P&P up and running, you can start dialing the free phone number the second the graphics hit the screen. We're about to offer you one of the big four in the form of gorgeous ruby. Now just have a look at the unique finish that we've got on these gemstones. A really interesting sort of polished finish, and because you've got your rough cut nuggets but they've been polished, it really is bringing out this sort of, it's almost like a sort of purple shimmer on the surface of the rubies. Yeah, you can see it when I tilt it a little. There we go. You see that? Almost like a red wine like tone from this little almost metallic shiller. Look at that. Very, very, there we go. I can see it in the studio, but as ever, difficult to display thanks to our studio lights. I can tell you we are going to bring you an exclusive launch price this evening on this Gems of Distinction strand of ruby. Over 100 carats here, and on this particular strand, I will do a quick count. I can tell you now, people are flying in on the phone lines from all over the globe. We've got callers from the Mediterranean, from the US, and all over the UK. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 in total on this particular strand. Of course, that's an approximation, just gives you an idea, but there's lots of different creative opportunities with a strand like this because of the organic nature of the gemstones themselves. Now, this evening, we are going to offer you an exclusive launch price. I can tell you this is not the same price that I was presented with when I arrived today. I was more than happy with the launch price that we were given, and that's the price you can see online right now. So if you're sitting online and you're thinking, not too sure about that price, don't worry, that's not going to be the price. So add it to your basket now to avoid disappointment. We are going to go over to Hannah in 1 second, and we're going to have a little bit of inspiration. We're going to have a look at the piece of jewellery that Hannah's created working with this gemstone. 120 carats of gorgeous ruby. Let's have a look at the price that I should have been bringing you this evening. $14.95, already well under £20. That in itself represents unbelievable value when we're talking about genuine rubies, especially with this really distinctive finish that we're giving the gemstones. Now, as I say, if you like the look of that price point, start dialing now. If you've added this to your basket at jewellerymaker.com, start checking out right now, because that is not going to be the exclusive launch price you receive this evening. Okay, there's a few little negotiations going on between my producer, the manager, and myself. Even I was getting involved then, sorry. $14.95, I was basically saying, even lower, even lower. I want to make genuine gemstones as accessible as possible. We want to give you the opportunity to work with the most distinguished and prestigious gemstones on the planet. It's available right now for $14.95. Shall we go over and have a look at Hannah's designs? And just give, I'm not trying to tease you, I promise, but I just want to make sure everybody has the same opportunity to get involved. And of course, maybe some people are a little bit intimidated by working with the organic nuggets. Oh, sorry, getting ahead of myself there. This will give you a little bit of inspiration. Oh, I love this design. Do you like working with this?
I thought it was beautiful, with lovely rich cranberry colours, and I thought I just love that with the gold together.
Looks, oh, I've used this word a little bit too much tonight, but it just looks so opulent, doesn't it?
Well, I think it does. I mean, it's one of those ones that, you know, you tell anybody that you've got ruby, they're going to stop dead in their tracks and go, wow.
Absolutely.
And you can own it. It's just ridiculous.
I know, because so I suppose like rubies, emeralds, diamonds, sapphires, of course, we have an appreciation for all coloured gemstones, yes, because of our background at the company, yeah. But those are the big four, aren't they? Those are the traditional ones that everybody wants to own, that people want in their collection, that people get excited about. And when you actually have a look at the finish on these gemstones, I think traditionally people are looking for that sort of lipstick red, aren't they? That bold tone. These are a little bit different. They have that sort of cranberry base tone.
A pinky sort of hint.
They've almost got a little sort of fuchsia shimmer to them. Hopefully I can, there we go. Yes, I can display that. That's because of the unique way these have been polished. Really bringing out quite an interesting characteristic to these nuggets of ruby. Now, I did promise everybody an exclusive launch price this evening. It should have been $14.95. There's no getting away from that. And I'm pretty sure people already understood the value of what we were offering, because we've already got hundreds of people flying through on the phone lines. But we're not staying there. For the next 60 minutes, we're about to provide you with a very, very, well, almost a little bit of a ridiculous price point for genuine ruby. Let me assure you, we're not trying to devalue gemstones, certainly not any of the big four, because the owner of the company would come down and go crazy at me. We are part of the Genuine Gemstone Company. We don't want to devalue gemstones in any way, but what we do want to do is make genuine gemstones as accessible as possible. And when you see the value we're about to offer you, it is only available for the next 60 minutes. Start dialing that free phone number now, because we are not launching this at $14.95. We're not even launching this at $11.95. Tonight, we are taking this under £10 to $9.95. If you've already come through on the phone lines, then congratulations. If you've placed this in your basket at jewellerymaker.com, then click now and confirm your order to avoid disappointment, because people are flying through now on the free phone number. $9.95 for genuine ruby. And let's just have a look at the designs that Hannah was able to put together. You can see how easy it is to work with. I mean, here you've sort of made the chain sort of feature, or form the structure.
Think because I wanted the chain to kind of sit either side of it, so that it enhances the ruby in the middle. So, you know, it really does bring your eye to it. And also, like, because they're quite organic shapes, and I mean the gold next to it, I think just brings out that sort of cherry, sort of clarity colour.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's like a really good glass of wine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's actually difficult to describe the little shimmer that you get on the surface. Actually, really, what you need to do is see these gemstones in the flesh. And at $9.95, you can absolutely add these to your order, can't you?
That is a silly price.
I mean, I don't know how many opportunities we've had to bring you ruby here at Jewellery Maker. Probably you could count them on two hands, I would have thought.
Yeah, not very
many.
We've
brought you ruby on very many occasions. I certainly don't think we've ever launched a strand of ruby at under £10. I'm about to be corrected now. But, you know, I certainly have never brought you ruby at under £10. And this is a really exciting opportunity. So if you do want to add this to your order, now is the time to act. Just dial that free phone number. You're going to come through to a member of our award-winning help team who will help you add this to your order for just $9.95. Alternatively, if you are shopping with us here at jewellerymaker.com, then just click to buy now. But make sure you check out to avoid disappointment, because if you've got this in your basket and it's sitting around, anybody could come through on the phone lines and have your strand allocated to their order. I'd hate for anybody to miss out for that reason. I've got people multi-buying this strand now, 2s and 3s, flying out the door. And I mean, what kind of gemstones would you say you can match this up with, Hannah? Because you do get those variations of colours.
I think it depends. I mean, a lot of people go with skin tones. So if you've got a cooler complexion, you'd probably put it with a silver metal. Okay. So you might go for something that's I don't know, maybe blacks or clears, things like that. But if you've got a warmer complexion, you'd probably go for the gold coloured metals, and then, well, you could put all sorts of things with it. But I mean, I still think like the smoky quartz would be nice with it. Nice.
I'm just thinking, you can tell me if you don't think so, because you know where the schiller is, you're getting that almost like a fuchsia or a red one, purple tone. Yeah. Amethyst, maybe?
You could put amethyst, yeah, you could. It'd probably be really nice. You know how I said earlier about labradorite?
Ah, yes.
And it picks up the bubble tones. Yes. Because there's a pink tone in there. Yeah. I think that would go very,
so you start to get that sort of purple labradorescence coming
pearls
through.
Again would be lovely with that.
Oh, pearls and rubies. That's a very sort of vintage combination, isn't it?
We had sapphire rondelles as well. If you're going for high end,
absolutely, yeah. Then you've got two of the big
four. Just
go
go straight to the top. Keep on there.
And of course, rubies and sapphires are part of the same gemstone family. Yeah. Both members of the corundum family. So that's almost a little.
It's a little piece of luxury that.
Absolutely.
Is just so crazy.
I mean, could you potentially just use one of these gemstones in just a ring design?
Yeah,
and then
why not?
Offering people a ruby ring.
Why not? The only thing is, like, you'd want to use quite a thin gauge of wire, or possibly not use wire at all. Perhaps use something like an elastic or something like that. I don't know that I'd want to use elastic with ruby. Okay. But because the drill holes are quite fine, so you might have to perhaps make yourself a wire ring and then add it to the top.
Could you use one of the finer head pins? If you created sort of a wire shank with sort of bezel base,
and then you could
just sort of bind it on if you like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that would be a good idea.
So I'm sure jewellery makers out there are going to have lots of creative ideas for how to utilise this strand of ruby. And when you see it in the flesh, you're going to be knocked sideways because it is such a unique and impressive finish that you're getting on these gemstones. And very organic feel as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of texture to it. It's a nice, natural kind of way of wearing ruby. So a lot of people might not necessarily know what it is straight away, but you know, what a talking point. If you're going out for dinner or something and someone says, "Oh, I like your bracelet," what is it? What's that? You know.
That's the way to maybe start to get personal commissions as well, because when you've got these alternative varieties of traditional gemstones, people start to ask you, "Oh, where did you get that?" You say, "Oh, I made it myself." Can you make me one? That's the next question, isn't it?
I don't know. You know, ruby's quite hard to source.
It's very hard to get hold of. It's going to cost me hundreds of pounds to get more ruby in. Of course, you've bought 3 strands at £9.95, so you know you can create the piece. If you do want to get involved with this, then start dialing that free phone number right now. Well over half the stock has now been allocated, and people are allocating 2s, 3s, even 4 strands of this to their order. And if you want to get hold of one of these, don't forget, if, for example, you order 3 strands, you get it home, you start working it, you think, "Oh, actually, I probably don't need as much." You can always send one back. But of course it could have sold out by that point, because potentially you are going to get multiple orders off the back of working with a gemstone like this. Gorgeous ruby. Lots of people coming through now to get involved, and if you want to add this to your order, it will only be available at this launch price of £9.95 for the next 59 minutes or so. So my advice is to get involved right now, because in 1 hour this is going to return to the original price of £14.95. That's already pretty incredible for ruby.
That's still a really good value, yes.
What are we looking at? Oh, I was going to say, that's incredible for 100 carats. You've actually got 120 carats of ruby here. Now, the benefit of that to you is that, of course, what we were saying, there was about 18 on here.
Something like that.
Yeah, so we're talking about well over 5 carats on average in each gemstone.
Per stone, yeah.
And that, I mean, as a pair of earrings, that means you're offering people the chance to join the 10 carat club.
That's where to make your money, really. If you are selling, is make earrings, because you just need a couple of gemstones and a couple of findings, and that's it. And then, you know, what would you pay for a pair of ruby earrings if you went into the high street?
A lot more than £9.95, and that's all you've got to pay right now for this strand. We're going to have to leave it there. We're going to carry on cooing over these particular strand. We'll see you again on Wednesday. Stay tuned now for designer inspiration.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order for just 50p and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from the Genuine Gemstone Company.